Cool. We got some really cool updates, guys. We're gonna make a start in about 60 seconds. We're gonna go through the updates first. We're gonna see if there's any questions. We're gonna show you the new how to forge agents. We did a major update last night. So when you log into your my.easy.one, you should see the upgrade button in there. It was quite a big update. Let me just let more people in. I need to set this so it admits them automatically. We need Becky. All right. So welcome everybody. We're gonna get started. So I'm gonna hand it over to Frank just to talk about some of the updates, core updates. First, Frank was on vacation. A lot of you guys know that because I mentioned it a few times on the previous calls. He was in Serbia, and he calls me on his holiday and he starts telling me about how he connected his Easy account from Malta to Serbia, and it was like took control of his Airbnb, switching on and off TVs as if he was at home. So go on, Frank, just tell us a bit about that because I thought that was cool. I didn't even know Easy could do that.
Well, yeah, we've got to put a little unlock in there so we can get it onto people's networks, but it's kind of a dangerous thing to do, so we've been a little hesitant to do that. But you can still do it now. It would just take a little bit of networking stuff, but it was able to log onto my laptop. First of all, it connected my house to my laptop, so my laptop was able to go, proper VPN through WireGuard back to my home. That means that I could work from my laptop, but be connected to my home network, which was still switched on. That was super useful. I mean, I had that already, but I just got Easy to tune it up and do it really well, which it did. So all of my local systems at home were now on the network abroad and just like super cool. And then I just thought, wait a minute, connect into my laptop and have a look through, because I'm on Wi-Fi in the room, in the house, connect through my laptop and just check all the equipment in this Airbnb. So it then connected my laptop to the TV. I was able to like play Netflix on the TV and all that stuff properly without all that stupid screen sharing stuff they make you do. And it was like able to switch on and off stuff, control lights, like it's just incredible. So kind of strange situation because I've had that sort of ability since the 90s because, as a developer, but now to be able to just quickly, just type it on a keyboard and just get it going. That was incredible. That was super cool. And it'd be very, very useful going forward because you could technically make a profile and tell your sort of AI to like set up this room and everything for me and just get it all sorted. And that would be it when you walk into a new property. Kind of cool. I don't know. Also fixed the Wi-Fi router because it was a bit dodge. So it went in there and like it had an admin password and it just sort of sorted that out quickly and just moved on. Strange world, strange world. Yeah.
Very cool. Very
Mhm.
cool. All right, so let's get started. I think there's more people kind of joining, and I guess I think it's best to just get cracking, and I'll monitor the chats, of course. But yeah, let's go through some of the updates, and then we'll log into my.easy.one and show them a few things.
Yeah. So, okay. Can you see the screen then?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Okay. Essentially, the agent teams was the big one. So we've been talking about that for a while. The Mostly when you install agents nowadays, you just get these really sort of primitive kind of skills where it's like, hey, I'm a marketing guy, I do this, it's sort of describing to AI how marketing works, which is not what AI needs. So we synthesized this new group of we call them PECs, which are process, experience, and knowledge, sort of packs, right? So PEC. And it synthesized a bunch of PECs and recreated all the agents, which when you update to the new version, the skills will be put into your unit now. They'll be put straight in there. So these things are incredible. They basically it went around the world, looked at how jobs are actually done. It's a step one, and created something to guide future agents with a quick list of things they should do, things they shouldn't do, kind of gotchas and all of that stuff per industry. And it broke. So if you're in marketing, it's got like a 7 or 8 of them for that one role. It's not just for that one job. It's not just one role. It's many roles per job. So that was all done. But also the Forge itself just had a complete rework. So it as you build now, it's designing and building memory systems for you and how they work per agent. This is some pretty complex stuff. I'm not going to get into it too heavily, but don't think it's out there elsewhere. I think we're playing with the first versions of this, and it's kind of central to how AI works. Memory is everything. So we also during that noticed there were couple of strange bugs that had been plaguing all of us. Those have been fixed. You'll see a change in the way things happen. Please report on how well or poorly it does memory for you. How if you see things that are strange, let us always let us know. That would be more useful than anything. And we'll just keep on tuning that up. But the agents now do have a much more serious stance towards their role and their job, and they should become progressively more and more useful as you use them. I also got a little bit of a visual update. There was a lot of mess on that screen. That's all gone. What else? Yeah, that's all basically the same stuff. The memory spaces with them were upgraded as well. Any bugs were fixed. We went through hundreds of your reports and bugs and issues, and I think we got most of them, if not, I think probably most of them, 95% of them. So that's good. What else? Oh yeah, we created the sandboxed agent. Now this is a big deal, this thing. So the sandboxed agent means AI, as I told you before, I mean, who was here first time, AI is very easy to fool. You can say to you can't tell a computer about your personal problems and it will change its security because it feels bad for you, right? But you can do that with an agent. So when you put your agents on the web, which you're going to start doing as you figure out that, hey, wait a minute, my customers could use this, people on my website could use. As you do that, you're running a severe risk. It's not something you should do because anyone could go in there and say, hey, what does this guy say about, can I get into his customer database? Anything your agents are connected to can easily be leaked, right? So the solution for that is you put an agent in a kind of jail, which is we call it a sandbox, like kids play in a sandbox. So the kid can't get out of the sandbox. The agent can't get out of that sandbox, which means it can't accidentally give your stuff away because it's stuck in a sandbox. So that system was always there, but it wasn't really working very well, or it wasn't really wired up properly. It is working now. You can create these agents that essentially only have access to a very small amount of things. So it might have access to a memory space. You can now change all the agents' access to memory spaces. So let's say you make a public memory space of your, company information, knowledge base, whatever. And you create a sandbox agent, and then you give that sandbox agent just the ability to read that product knowledge base, right? That's very cool. That means that agent can now basically answer questions for you safely, and nobody can sit there and trick it into giving away your passwords or anything else because it literally doesn't have access to any of that, and that's secured by Linux, which is the operating system running under all of this. So, and that Linux software has been tested, 20 years more. So we depend on that kind of level of security for a sandboxed agent. That's appeared now. You can also create tools for them. You just ask your main agent, it will create a tool. So for instance, imagine you wanted to make a record of things in your CRM. You can give it a little tool where the sandbox agent has like a window it can put like requests through, and that window goes to systems that are secure in the background with all your passwords and your API keys. But the window itself, the agent can't get anything through but its little note. So you can give a sandboxed agent real power, but only in a tiny limited space where even if it goes crazy, all it can do is put a letter through a box. So it can't get anything back through that letterbox. It can only put things in. That's an ability you've got. We'll make some videos and talk about this later. It's a huge amount of power, guys. I mean, it's a huge, and again, really we're working at the edge here. So you can go on the internet, you can Google this, you can have a look on YouTube. You're not going to find that many other people who have this ability. I say take it and see if you can make the most of it, because it's the beginning of what's coming. We'll have a world full of these sort of ideas and concepts soon. So let's play around now and see what we can come up with before everyone else. Better search. Yeah, search has got improved again. Avatars got yeah, there's a lot of improvements to the UI in general. You'll see them just bits and pieces moved around, cleaned up. Workspaces and memories again, all cleaned up a bit. A bit confusing. I think Herc, you had mentioned that it was all a bit all over the place, and the kind of what was the relationship between memories and workspaces. That should be more apparent or obvious now. By the way, the workspaces really are just they're just areas where if say you make a website, it might make a workspace just for that website. So kind of all the files sit in that area. Still not sure if that's necessary or not, but the amount of workspaces will drop hopefully because there's just no point to them. Every agent gets its own workspace. That makes sense to us. There's a default one that makes sense to us. Beyond that, I think we shouldn't really do it anymore. The Google Sync and Drive Sync is repaired and severely upgraded. Plus, we're not quite ready yet, but you'll see that you can now connect to FTP and all these other things, and WebDAV and Box and OneDrive, and so many other things coming. So that's pretty cool because we know a lot of people use that. So files can travel backwards and forwards between your easy instance and your company's own Dropbox, and it does it relatively quickly as well. What else? Anything else I'm forgetting, David? Because there's so much happened. This was
Yeah,
my
there's a bunch
holiday,
of
by the way,
things.
guys.
Yeah, this is while Frank was on holiday.
This was while I was on holiday.
We can't sit still. I'm the same.
No,
I'll be away next week. I'll be doing the exact same thing.
so expect
Uh,
more updates.
yeah. I think yeah, so I'm sure more updates will come through. Maybe I'll share my screen now and I'll go through a few things. And let me just move that over here and let me just sure I can share.
Right, I don't even know how to stop sharing on this thing.
It's all right. I'll take over. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay. Share, replace current share.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for those of you, because there's a lot of new customers that have joined us in the last week, so I want to welcome you guys. And there's a few things that I shared on yesterday's call where existing customers were not on that call. So I just want to quickly go over that now quickly. Now we've had a few improvements to the dashboard, and I know some of you want to resell instances to local businesses and that sort of thing. So we added something new. When you create a new instance, I'll just quickly log in. So when people look for help here, when they click on the link here and they click help, that currently goes to our help. But if you're serving local businesses or other companies, you want them to come directly to you. So now when you create a new installation, you go to for you it would be my.easy.one. You click new installation. And then as you're creating the username, the password, and the company name that you're going to be giving this to, you click on the advanced button and then you just add your help URL in here before you create it. Now, we're working on in very soon there'll be an option for you to edit the existing installations you already have. But for now, when you create a new installation, just put a help URL in here so that when your customers do need some help and they click on the help button, it'll go to you instead of us. So that way it remains under your brand. So I just wanted to go over that.
Aw, that means we have to take care of our own customers and you guys won't do it for us?
Well, look, if you guys want to just be affiliates, that works as well, right? So on that note, I'll give everybody the affiliate sign up link. Let me just let a few more people in because I'm seeing them here. And because I know there's a lot of people on the solo plan, right? They're not having many instances, but the people that are on starter, they're okay to, they're actually been requesting it. Everyone's been asking for it. Hey, I don't want them to go to Easy. I want them to come to me. So that way they can upsell and cross sell, of course. But I'll send everybody the affiliate link. If you do want to promote it, you can. So,
Also, Dave, sorry, I
sure.
just joined right now. The help, I tested that and it didn't work.
Okay. All right. I'll just send us a ticket then,
Okay.
and Margie will
Nice.
and Margie will get that sorted for you. She'll follow up. Maybe do
Okay.
a hard refresh or something. Just check it. If
Okay.
not, it's all good. Yeah. Thanks, Mohammed. Cool, cool. All right. So I'm just going to log in. So currently it's version 3.66, guys. Okay. So once you log into my.easy.one, if you see an upgrade button here, click it, and it's quite a big update, right? So it's going to, when you log in after you click the upgrade button and it upgrades correctly, you'll see like a big red banner at the top, and just pay attention, just read the instructions, and finish the upgrade completely, so it does it properly. So you will have to go through that. It takes maybe 2 minutes to complete. And maybe Frank, you want to explain just briefly what's happening during that upgrade process? Like, what's it transferring
Yeah,
over?
it's basically it's going to have a look through. It depends if you're an older customer or a newer customer. Older customers, it's going to go through all the stuff that you had set up before. Make sure anything where we had bugs in the past, there like any trace of them is removed. It's going to put things in the new place versus the old place in general. And it's just going to check on, essentially what's going on, if there's any kind of flaws in anything, or if things have migrated. And it's going to have to do that intelligently because it's not something you can do as a one-off anymore. These systems, like everyone's using it differently. Every time one of you guys tells us, "Hey, I've got this thing," we have to send an agent in because you've built your own system. You've kind of changed everything. You've moved stuff. You've done things in a different way than everyone else, or everyone's doing everything differently. So these updates have to be guided by an LLM. They can't. You can no longer do that kind of version 1 to version 2 with a bar thing that we used to always do. New world, so things have changed, and they're generally, we test them a lot, so they're generally very safe and usually result in things that you didn't even know were broken being fixed, or things that were slowing you the agents down being fixed, and they're kind of super necessary. We originally had left it so that we could let people upgrade as they went along, but as we mentioned I think two or so weeks ago, we're gonna have to start kind of having a gate. So like maybe 1 or 2 versions back at most, and then there'll be a timer or something that tells you you've got to kind of update. Even just the way LLMs outside, the way companies are changing. There are so many things that we need to keep updating for you, or your system will stop working, or weird things will happen. So the updates will become less frequent, hopefully, but when they happen, it's sort of more guided, more straightforward, a lot less noise, and straight to the point, and generally helps. So that's where we're at with updates.
Cool, cool. That's cool. That's cool. So let's jump into agents, because Frank's done a lot of work with the agents section. And I guess maybe I could just go through and create an agent now, Frank, and you can kind of talk through while I'm doing it. So to
Okay.
create an agent, just click new agent. Hmm.
By the way, just
Okay.
Daniel mentioned something. If we're technical, can we bolt on things like Obsidian or Carpathy? While you're doing that, David, is that managed by the dev team? No, I mean, you can do that because it's just a directory, the Carpathy LLM wiki stuff. So, I mean, you could put that on a Google Drive and it can manage it for you. So you've got it at home, you've got it wherever you want. But if you're talking about a deeper integration, I don't know, we can see. It's always possible. Here's the LLM wiki, but that's kind of how the memory already works. So, Obsidian's a really cool way of visualizing it. So you could still use that. I'm not sure if you'd have to get your agent to follow the Obsidian rules, but I think we already probably do. But yeah, it's doable. I think it's something you can play with.
Okay. Cool. 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 Okay. So do you want to talk through this part, Frank? And how the agents now it looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, this is just a visualization. So all the work is happening with the agents. You don't need to go on this screen. You don't need to do any of this stuff. Agent first is the system. What those boxes represent, if David just floats over them, they sort of look a bit jerky here on Zoom, but they're nice and smooth normally. Those are the skills that the agent is kind of capabilities that the agent is going to have. And this just visualizes, it just gives you an idea of, what it is. It's kind of really for fun. But if you go, as you search on the left, if you go back from the preview, you can narrow down, you can ask it to say, I just want to see marketing, agents, or
Yeah.
I want to see something
Okay.
that can help me with legal, maybe, I don't know, marketing is probably a better thing. And it will filter on the right. You can then check the actual agents. What else? Yeah, and then it will start building it. And the building process is a real build. So it's going to take the skills, you can adapt them. You could add your own skills to that. You can kind of sit there and say, look, I want it to be able to, I want it to focus on German law or French law or American, Texan law. You can tailor it. So it's not, there's no such thing as wanting something out of the box these days rarely fits the bill for any of you guys. I mean, the amount of customization we've seen from you all, it's like day one, you're already like tuning it like it's a magic box. So we have to make it work like that.
By the way, Frank always calls me and said, these guys think it's magic.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
not
common
magic.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're nearly
There's
there, but
we're nearly there, but it's not magic, guys. And it does have limitations. We keep trying to, we brag about it a lot, but we do kind of prefix that with hey guys, it's this is it has its limitations. So, but really what we can say is that the limitations are with our imagination, with all of us collectively using tools like this, we have to, you have to ask to find out whether you have to ask the agent itself whether it can do something. Sometimes it has a tendency to overestimate its abilities. I'm sure many of you know that about AI already. Always keep it in check. Make sure what it's telling you is grounded in truth. But yeah, the amount of customization you can do now is getting incredible. So you can say, I want you to go on the web, learn, get as much information as you can about the gotchas in, say, German law or something. That would be a bit of an extreme case. Like, that would take a while of training. But you can focus the skills on things you want and things you want to do and things you want it to do. So that I would suggest ask your local friendly agent about how it can do that. And then it will build it for you. And as soon as it builds it, it's ready to go. At that point, it joins part of something. This is thanks to John. John's Babe Army team. Actually, I don't know if any of you guys saw that last time. So the it will understand that all the agents in your system are now part of a team, and you can create a hierarchy, and you can talk to your agent about doing that. It will build it. It's somewhere in this chat you're seeing on the left. It will have said, "Hey, I added this to our team." So all the agents have their own team skill now, which explains to them who does what, which kind of gives them access. So as the main agent can kind of delegate more efficiently, and sub agents can even delegate back to main or do other things. We're going to focus more and more on that now. This is the direction we're traveling, and there'll be a lot of. It's going to evolve so much, and there's going to be a lot more focus on how the team works and how it plays together, and integration soon into other aspects of our life. So other parts of our technology stack and peering. I think somebody earlier said, can we get easy to do things with desktop folders like Claude Code and Codex can? Well, yeah, because it's a whole computer. So yeah. And it's going to go much further than that. So this is the first step towards real teams, real building outside of just job orchestration. It's so crazy. I have to tell you guys, try it out and see what it does for you, because the things we get people telling us it did is incredible, and I didn't even know it could do that. But give an agent a team, give it a group, and see what it can get up to. Has it said
cool.
anything about the team there? Probably not.
Yeah,
No, it's still onboarding. Yeah.
yeah. So no, it's saying here that the agents are built, wired into the
Oh yeah.
team and ready. Here's
Yeah.
what you've got. growth hacker, your sales and marketing strategist, funnels, customer acquisition, landing page, so on. And then it's got Nora, builds the actual landing pages, and then I can chat with Nora straight away.
Some of them need to be onboarded. So just like a regular employee, you see that's how you know it's starting to get a bit crazy because they need you to onboard them. They're like, hey, I need to talk to you. You can't just send me to work. I've got some questions. So again, LLMs are so verbose. So you try not to skip what it's saying there. It's telling you meet Finn and Nora, whatever. It needs to talk. It needs to have a quick chat with you, ask you about kind of what do you want it to do, what are your key focuses. Not all agents do that, but some of them do. So go in there, have a chat with them quickly, set them up correctly, and it'll make your life a lot easier.
Cool.
Hey, question,
Cool.
guys.
Yeah, go for it.
How is this handled with existing agents looking backwards?
Yeah, that's what the migration will do. It won't change anything you've built. It will adapt, but you have control over that. But it should never delete any work you've customized. Most of the backfilling or the migration is about merging. So it's kind of bringing in the new stuff and merging in. But during an update, if you have an agent you particularly don't want it to touch, just tell it. Say, look, don't touch this agent when you do this update because I just want it exactly as it was. But yeah, it's obviously our kind of key thing is preserve what the user has done. We're kind of stripping out old mistakes from our side and never stripping out stuff you guys have done. That's kind of the answer to that.
We don't
But
really have the choice though when we upgrade the instance to give it custom commands to like leave agents alone.
no, you do. It starts
Oh
off with a
yeah,
conversation. Yeah.
yeah. So you're probably
Oh,
thinking, Herc, when you go to the admin dashboard and click upgrade. After that, the
Oh
first
yeah.
time you
yeah.
log in, it will have like the signposting at the top,
Okay.
to follow the prompts from the update.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
and
you
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
Dave.
actually doing it right now. Okay. So
yeah,
like, and,
okay.
and it moved me over to a chat.
Yeah.
So,
And
okay.
it will it does we always do things called dry runs. So first it will do a dry run to show you what's going to change. So God, yeah, it has to. If it ever did something opposite to that, you should let us know immediately. That would be a complete mess on our side. We wouldn't ever want to do that. So it should dry run it. It should show you what it's about to do. Then it'll say, hey, you ready to go ahead with this? We're always at a kind of, there's always a problem with this stuff where everybody is overwhelmed by the amount of information coming at them these days. Okay. So everybody is feeling the same way. We're all tired. We're all sick and tired of like 2,000 lines of text every time, or just like so much changing in the world at once. It's a complicated situation we're all in, and there's a bit of data overload going. So we're always trying to reduce the information in these updates. Again, we have to reduce it. It will, if you need more information, just ask it straight away. Look, I have this thing. I need it protected. Please, like, don't touch it. It will take that very seriously. It will do it. If you're not sure, just ask it. But the information is kept as narrow as possible, but will always say to you, look, I'm going to do this kind of destructive thing here.
Yeah.
Destructive to a computer just means it will change data for permanently. So yeah, it's best we can do, and I think so far we've not had any problems with that sequence, so that's good.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So I just want to go through some questions. 1 second. Jeremiah, cool. Yep, we got your help request. We're gonna look into that for you. Connecting WordPress to Easy. I remember Herc and John, you guys connected you in the Word, because I don't use WordPress anymore, but I know you guys will know this. In WordPress, there's a place where you can create a key or something for
Application
Easy to log.
password.
Application
So
password.
you would
That's
go to
right.
your users, like your main admin user for your WordPress,
Mm-hmm.
and then click on that user, scroll to the bottom, you'll see an area to add an application password. And that's powerful. But it's singular instance to instance, right?
Yeah.
For those that are running multiple, say WordPress installations like myself, what I did is gave it SSH access to my server. That's a little more risky, but once you feel comfortable with the system and what it's doing, then an SSH access is a quicker way in to be able to
Yeah.
do that because it can use CLI.
Cool. Thanks
I,
for that.
I think I think for most users, just going through and doing the application passwords. I mean, I've got mine connected to Cursor. I've got it connected to Claude Code. I've got it connected to anti-gravity. And I also tell it post in draft, whether it's Page or anything else, because otherwise,
Yeah, exactly.
Another really good tip too for anyone doing any design work, and then this came from my guy Suryanshu, is depending on what theme you're using. So like he uses Elementary, we use Gutenberg as well. Before making any page updates and stuff, tell it to what theme you're using and to read the style guides and the CSS styling, and tell it to maintain that. And then your redesigns of pages or your creation of new pages come in looking absolutely mint, the perfect match.
Yeah, great advice. And tell it to build a skill from that. If always, guys, every time you get this great advice, just when you punch it into the machine, tell it afterwards, can you make a skill so next time you know this stuff? And it's very good at doing
Would
that.
that skill be like a rule, an ongoing rule set that it applies at every, kind of job? Like for instance, like when you're working on a website, make sure you read the theme in the CSS first. That skill now
Yeah.
applies to all.
I mean, you'd have to specify and then check it to see if it put it in the right place, I guess. But yeah, that's exactly what it should do. It's basically you would either give it to the web agent and say, look, I want this just every single time. And sometimes it can take a few times to mark it because it can come in from such a different angle, it doesn't pick up that skill in its searches. But usually, yeah, that's exactly what it should be doing. And if you have any suggestions how we can do that better, let's figure it out together.
Well, I'm going to be diving in heavily to skills myself
Mhm.
because I'm not really familiar with, I see like I have a bunch of skills and stuff like that, but different processes that I run within my business that I'd like to apply to, say, different websites
Yeah.
should be loaded as a skill, correct?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. A skill is just a document of information, processes, things it's learned about a particular skill. That could be I want all your websites or just one website. I think we have, when we're building our websites, we have like a skill for each website, right? So, and an overall website sort of skill in general. And
Right.
you can have quite a lot of control. Agents themselves have their own skills. If and then the system has some system skills that we've built that go with all of you, and then you can create custom skills that just sit for every single agent. But the thing about them is what's happening is when the agent starts, it has to effectively search to find out who it is and where it is. Because remember, LLMs start from zero every time. So that if you notice, every time you start talking to it, it's like, let me search for something, and it goes off. In that search, it's going to pick up the skill. It's going to then read the skill and it's going to know where it to continue. And that's how it's working. So I say it's not magic. It's just, process. And so kind of when you build one, you want to go and test it out and say, try something, see if it picks up the skill. Ask it, did you pick up that skill I just made? If not, go back to or tell it, well, how can you pick up this skill next
Oh,
time? And it will
I
adjust
can't hear
itself
you.
accordingly.
Is
Me?
that the difference
Oh,
as
no.
well between force
No.
loaded, hinted, and discoverable?
Yeah, that's an old bit of stuff which I need to remove.
Okay.
Yeah, hinted means it's kind of front and center for it more. Force loaded means that every single round it's built in to like the LLM already read it. It's kind of stuck into its memory.
Right.
And discoverable just means it's in the wider set that it can find.
Searchable.
I just updated that recently, so it should be a bit cleaner. It was a bit of a mess. But yeah, that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Herc, you should basically build one agent for each website.
yes,
Don't try and gum them up with having one, each one needs its own skill sets.
It's
because
weird
if
for me though because I do like for lead gen, I'll have a specific process that I want to use every time, and it would seem counterintuitive to build multiple agents for the same process. So
I'm
maybe
I'm I'm talking about like for web development. Like when
for
it's
web dev.
learning the site style and this,
Okay.
you want to keep
Herc,
that separated for sure.
Okay.
Herc, can
Yeah.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I think if what you're trying to describe here, and if you guys mind, I could just share a screen. This is what I've been doing to just kind of keep track of this myself and just make sure that when we're making agents, we're assigning what type it is, what's their primary purpose, so it can easily reference this later, right? And then we're creating it back to a related brand. And in your case, Herc, I do the same thing as you, right? I have multiple brands, right?
Right.
And I'm rebating it back to there's how to do something, and then there's actually who runs it, which is the agent who's in charge of that brand. And then he consults with the other agents to actually execute on that brand.
You're
Does that
keeping
make sense?
track of this on Airtable, but is it integrated to your Easy installation as well?
Yes, so Easy has this connected. It actually
Okay.
creates a record every time I change something
Wow.
in
Yeah,
debits.
that's cool.
I
That is
really love it.
cool.
And it checks all my other automations and tags everything based off of each brand. So, you guys have unleashed a monster here. So I've been messing around with this, and you got to really like dig this in deep and understand your core here. And once you do that, then you just break it up by singular task, track everything because the thing makes up stuff. And
Yeah.
then there's also a human component that reviews it, and they have just a little approval button next to it now because we want to make this easy for us to see it on a visual level
Yeah.
and for our agents to find the relevant information as quickly as possible. There's also a skills section, and it's assigned to the agent, and it runs every day and says, "Hey, did I forget to add a skill? Please assign it to the right agent based on what we talked about
I would
and put it
love
towards the
like
brand."
I would love if you could do like a setup training on how you did that. I would love to implement that,
Yeah.
Ryan.
That's what
Yeah,
I
we
have
can.
Becky doing.
Yeah, that's freaking hardcore, man.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
have you upgraded to 66 or 7 yet?
Yeah, I already did it. Yeah.
Did you see that it has a Teams skill now? Because I wonder how that's integrating with yours. I don't want it to mess up yours. If it's We have a primitive form of that in the system. You've built a much more elegant one.
Yeah, so I have not used that yet because I was building something else,
Yeah,
but I don't think it has affected anything. It's still
yeah.
searching for the same skills, and also if it does get lost, I always say, "Hey, check out the Airtable that has your skills of what
Yeah,
you should know, and what and then report back to me when you're ready."
yeah. If you
And
want
then
to,
it
if
remembers.
Yeah, if you want to write something, if you ever want an agent to really, really remember something, and again, we will evolve this. So it's kind of strange that I have to say this out loud because the agent should be telling you, but there's so many instructions for them. They kind of they sometimes focus on other things and don't focus on that. So when this is where human beings come in and our immense capacity for information and knowledge. By the way, we are not going to be overwhelmed by AI anytime soon.
No.
Their memory is nowhere near as good as ours. And part of the
No.
problem is that we're always expecting them to work like us, but they don't. They're not quite there yet. So what you can do is you can say, write this instruction into my agents file. Every single agent has an agents MD file, which is
Yeah.
embedded in its memory every single round. And if you say, look, this Airtable thing is super important to me every single time, check, put that in the agent's MD.
Okay.
It will have it'll be much closer to its mind every single time it starts. So
A little
agent's
more
MD.
expensive, but probably worth it.
Agent MD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It-
Exactly as Herc said. Don't overpopulate that. It is expensive because you're paying for that token every single round you do with that agent from then on. So yeah,
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I have no problem saying, "Hey, check our Airtable skill. Go check
yeah,
the Airtable based on your skill set, and just now that you're ready, execute my empire."
You
And
could
yeah,
also set up
then
a weekly scan on a cron to like
yeah,
signal
exactly.
alignment on automation.
I've already done that. I kind of made a mistake on a couple of them where I made an automation for checking emails and aggregating it, and I was like, "Oh God, this was a terrible idea." But you start
I've
doing
done
these
that.
things, and you're just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't at this
Yeah.
point.
Oh, we upgraded, by the way. Yeah, there was a couple of minor bugs with scheduled tasks. That's all been fixed as well.
Yeah.
I actually had one that was errant and it was not showing up, and it was just during my testing. I told it mark all these emails read and forgotten about it. And for a month, it was marking every email I had read. But the cleaned up interface, that's yes, smart stuff. And basically, also there is a new Sentry system. And the
Yes.
Sentry system, yeah, I don't know if you saw it. I haven't even had a chance to test it. It's kind of a background task that runs forever. and you can put like notes in there and it will try and get that note back to you. So we upgraded. There was somebody, I just quickly got to say this before I forget. Kim Groshek, you had asked about training on how to connect to Telegram and WhatsApp. So Telegram, super easy, just ask your agent. WhatsApp, I cannot get mine to connect to WhatsApp. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've tried everything. I'm fighting as well. Yeah, okay, Herc as well. I have tried everything, guys. I'm on it. I'm going to get Fable 5 on it. WhatsApp is so freaking unreliable. It is not from our side, okay? Blame Zuckerberg and his friends. We were really, they've locked their system down so much. It's not built for this. It was never built for this. WhatsApp is a messaging thing. We know we need it. We all kind of, we have customers that might only use WhatsApp. So I'm going to keep fighting it. But for now, I don't know. It seems to work for some people, doesn't work for others. And I don't know any of those people it works for. So 1 week it seems to connect me, the next week it doesn't. And it's coming from them. So that was the other thing. But Brian, just before we finish,
I will have to tell the Telegram. I've tried multiple times and it does not work. And I got a message back saying OpenClaw access not configured.
On Telegram?
Correct. So if anybody,
that's old updates.
I'm experienced it just right before this call.
Really? On the latest version?
That is correct.
Can you please send me that URL? We'll check it. But we generally Telegram is not. We're not getting many support calls on Telegram.
Yeah.
So it might be something specific to your setup. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just send us a URL.
That's happened to me a while ago, and I just told it to fix it itself, and it did. And it did.
Well, I've told it and pushed back.
Okay, well, we need that URL. But I did about a month ago, I had similar problems, and I just said, look, just find a way, fix it, make sure this doesn't happen again, and now my Telegram's working perfectly. So
I have a quick question. Does it also integrate with Microsoft Teams?
I haven't got a Teams account because thank God. But no, I'm teasing Microsoft Teams forever. It should do. We're gonna have. It can integrate, as you know, with anything with an API. If you mean a first-class integration, could you just jot down what you mean by that, and we'll have a look and see. Because somebody wanted SharePoint as well. Teams seems like an obvious thing as well to add. We haven't tested with Slack, guys. We're not Slack people, but if people are using Slack or any issues like that, anything to do with these kind of first class business sharing systems, we kind of probably need to put something on the UI to help people with that. Maybe run a bit more stuff on it. Send us what you need, like as a issue, just a feature request, sure. And we'll get to it and start looking.
No, it's just that most business customers, they already have Office 365, they have Microsoft Teams, they're already collaborating on Microsoft Teams with their colleagues and partners and their customers, and so if we're discussing this type of solution, they would probably want easy on Teams as well, and not just on Telegram.
Yeah, I think what it would mean, look, there's a part of what we're probably going to do soon is start reaching out into the networks. So we're kind of solidifying the core of EZ now, making sure you guys have one straightforward place that no one else owns that's fully yours, which is kind of like the web UI. And then we're going to start branching out. So with Teams, we would probably do similar to what Anthropic did with Slack. We'll probably do the same as well, where you can actually have your agents go into Teams, and then you can message them there, a proper full integration, which is, I think, what you're asking for, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. So if you look, Mohammed, just again, you're with us. You can talk to us. So we'll start to build those integrations properly. Yeah. And it will help. Like I'm not joking up, because as a developer, I'm running away from Teams and Slack as much as I can.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, so I'm the worst person to ask for what you need. But you guys, who use it properly, then if you tell me how it's meant to be used, then we can discuss and we can build something together, and we'll chuck it right in there. Because definitely needed.
Hey Frank, WhatsApp's working for me. If you want to reverse engineer it, my end.
Wow, you're the guy then. You're the guy, David. You're the guy. I don't know how you did it, man.
times WhatsApp, it just never works.
Never works.
Yeah.
Well, David's proof that it can, so now we're going to have to do some more work to figure out how David figured it all out.
David, can you just send me the link to that chat where you set it up, and I'll forward.
Actually, Frank set it up for me.
Oh God.
Okay.
Really?
So, yeah, you solved
long
it
time
for me. I had troubles and then you solved it.
That was
Long
that
time
last
ago.
update. Yeah, but then it worked that time and it worked for about a week more and then it stopped working again. So it's something on their side. I tried it all day today because I saw a bunch of issue requests and I just can't get it to work on mine. I have a lot of, because we're in Europe and Europe, I don't know how America is, but in Europe they use it a lot. So I've got thousands, hundreds of thousands of chats on WhatsApp. And I thought it might be something to do with like heavily used accounts can't connect. I don't know. Do you guys use it a lot? Have you got a lot of chats in WhatsApp?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
working well for me.
Okay, so it's
but
not that then.
Okay, just send us your instance URL, Dave, and we'll take a look as well.
Yeah, go on, Mohammed. Sorry, I missed
I
it.
was just saying, yeah, it never worked for me. I've tried multiple occasions to connect it with WhatsApp because I know the WhatsApp integration is going to be a wow factor for many customers that use WhatsApp. So yeah, unfortunately, it just doesn't connect.
And it keeps on offering me the business thing. It's like, hey, why don't we do the
Yes.
business connection? Yeah, but we don't want to do that, do we?
No.
No. The business connection is awful. It's so annoying. It's just a terrible system we've tried using it before. You have to keep buying accounts and phone numbers and all this sort of. Okay, we'll have a look into it. I'll get Fable 5 on it. There you go. We've still got Fable 5 for a week, so I'll ask Fable to have a look and see if we can get something. Hang on. Let me just look through the messages, David. Go on.
One quick question. So for a single instance, I've asked that question on the chat, maybe if you've seen it or not. If I wanted to have multiple users, or let's say customer says, hey, I don't need another instance. I just need another user to connect to my instance. Can they share the credentials? I don't feel comfortable with that, but
No. It's one big system. It's your own operating system. It's not running in multi-user mode. It's a single user instance. What we'll do, look, we had to make this choice a while back. Like, do we have one instance where 15 of you can log in? It starts to get messy. You start to have leakage of files across spaces. It's unnecessary. There's so much that you can do alone. You need the whole damn computer for yourself. We want to create the team room. Again, this might come into the teams and all that other kind of stuff, but we want to work out a way that people can, you can share your work with other people around the world through a secure method. So Easy starts to become a network of, teams. So like your team, the other team. So if you're in a company, you might have like 1,000 employees, or each one of them using kind of Easy as its own world, and then those 1,000 instances have their own networks with each other, where you kind of go, I want to send this to the sales department, and off it goes to the sales department. That's what we're envisioning. That's how it's probably going to work. So it's single user for now. I know it's a bit of a bummer. We thought we went back and forwards on it, but the end result was, there's too much of your personal stuff in here to risk it leaking around.
What about connecting to other systems like databases and things like that through MCP? What is the solution for that, for example?
It does it natively. You just tell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just ask it.
MCPs are a bit funny to say this. They're a bit of an old product now. So MCP has an MCP proxy, so it can simulate an MCP call, but much better you do what the guys said and just give it an API key, an application key, and let it get on with its job for real via APIs. MCP was a small moment in history where we didn't have the power to read APIs and build API connections properly. That's well past now. Now these things can just spin up a connection to anything. So let it do it natively. It's much more powerful.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Kind of moving back a message here with like multiple users per single install there. What if you use the feature that you said you just built with the playground, and like you could have a protected environment, give it read access to what other files, and then assign a user to that sandbox. And then it's a way to give,
that's a limited, it's absolutely limited, correct, of course, but it's limited, which is what you need. As for user access, John had a requirement where he wanted to put a widget on the website, and Becky wanted to build it, but Becky can't build it because she's behind a security layer. So it would be very dangerous if she tried. I'm pointing that out, John,
She
quickly.
actually did try.
She did try,
And
yeah.
this was crazy. She broke my interface. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't log in anymore, and I was kind of freaking out. So I got onto Telegram, and since I couldn't get her on the web, I messaged her in Telegram and I said, "Becky, are you okay?"
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
swear to God, I said, "Are you okay?" And she came back and she says, "Yeah, John, what's up? What can I do?" And I said, "I can't log in." And she said, "Oh, well, let me check that." She goes, "Oh yeah, this was broken. Let me fix it for you."
Uh-huh.
She fixed.
She wants to help, man, but you're going to get her in trouble, okay? Let's hope you never have a power cut, dude. I don't know what's going to happen if you have a power cut one day. Yeah,
Can I ask one more thing?
yeah, go Huck.
Because
But
what
the sandbox was a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, and my use case for that, for instance, is
Mhm.
I have, my installation, and because I did the train the brain so heavily, it knows my entire organization so well.
Yeah.
Then I set up another instance for my support team, but I want it to have access to that information without having to re-go through that process. It's almost like I want a duplicate instance with that knowledge for my support team for the purpose of support, without having to either duplicate the entire instance, you know what I mean, or go through the process manually again of teaching it everything it needs to know in order to provide that support.
Wait. This knowledge base, right? This has got private stuff. I mean, internal and external, or it doesn't matter. It's
My
like
train the
one.
brain session has everything.
So you don't want to share that directly with anyone.
No, but I could easily clean that up to remove all personal items,
Well,
right? But
you
then,
distill it
that's what I would want. Yeah. Or distill it to
to a
what's
new
relevant
one.
for the support team,
Yeah.
and then give the access to the support team to that context.
Where is the support team?
What
I
do you
mean,
mean?
are they on their own instances of
Right
easy,
now they're
or
on their own instance, and I gave up because it sucked at support because it doesn't have the context that I have in my
yeah.
instance. Like, and to be honest, I'd love to do that for all my team. My coding team has access, my support team, my design team. They can all leverage the work that I've done
Yeah.
to train my instance on my business.
Yeah,
Airtable?
that's
Airtable, I tell it to make the skill documented so that anyone can go and find that skill, right? You need to have a separate database if you're going to share data like that. And then just leave that skill in there as a reference so that you can connect to that Airtable with the other team member and only share what you want.
I'll have to figure out Airtable. I've heard of it. I've never used it. I don't even know what it's for.
Well,
It's basically Excel spreadsheet on,
steroids.
better than Excel.
Yeah. That is absolutely what Brian's saying is relevant to this, but Herc's knowledge base is a whole bunch of documents, right? So it's a huge amount of documents. There are two ways that spring to mind. One would be, first of all, you would distill it. You would tell it, listen, I need you to distill a new knowledge base without all my personal stuff. It'll go through it with you. It'll do it, create a new memory space. That would be the first thing. But there's a gap here, and you're moving us to level 2 here. Level 2 is networking. So level 1 was, hey, we've all got easy, we can all work individually. Level 2, which is where we're going next, is let's network this thing. Okay, so we're all teams of teams. What I would suggest now, distill it first. You could literally go to the workspace, download it as a zip, give it to someone else's memory space. It will incorporate it, and then they can use it. That's the kind of crappy. Yep, that's a crappy stopgap solution. It's nothing
Not bad.
super. But I would suggest I have to decide what we do next now. But I think I'll have a chat with Mohammed about what he was saying to do with Teams. We've got another couple of customers who want something to do with SharePoint, and then we'll sit around. We'll have a little, brainstorm between all of us actually, and decide how it looks. How does a network of a network of teams work together?
Yeah.
What is the best way? Do we deliberately land on top of SharePoint, Teams? Do we build our own one? Kind of have to think about it a bit. And then what happens, my guess is you kind of go, one of your staff who are coming in say, hey, I want access to the shared Herc memory space, and then you get an approval going, yeah, give them access, click, and now they have access. And hopefully when you or they change anything, then it's shared between the two of you, because you don't want the two things getting out of sync. That's
Yeah.
kind of like, I think that's the holy grail of where we're going now, right? I think
Yeah,
we're all,
shared folders or shared access on drive or something. Same idea.
yeah. The problem is if two people, you see, because you got merge problems where two people do something, AI can handle that
Right.
for us though.
Well, I mean, if you start talking about next level, and if you say enterprise, I have a client in the pharmaceutical space that is a Microsoft Teams, and I have to go through Zscaler, and that's a whole different ballgame.
How's it? What's that called? Z what?
Zscaler. So,
Oh God.
yeah, need you say more?
Yeah.
That's what I say every time I have to log into the damn thing.
Yeah.
So when you start talking about, Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, Viva Engage, when you start talking about their social tool, because when I get in their environment, it's they have a whole lot of configuration situations when you start talking about securities. And I'm working with a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah. Well, why don't we let people use their own backend and we create a kind of common method for this to work, but people can use their own, we can integrate into, let the system, let people customize it to what they use. So if it's Zscaler or whatever, Teams or whatever, I'm feeling like that might be the way to do it. But we give easy kind of doors, the in and out ports, whatever, the kind of the interface where it can clip Zscaler or Zscaler, sorry, or the other things into it. And we don't have to worry about it. We'll let people create their own integrations, essentially. I think that's the future, really. There's no way we can decide on everyone's,
What is
shape.
your what is your vision, Frank, in terms of like a large scale enterprise customer, and if they have multiple departments, you can't say every person in that department is going to have a single instance. It needs to be more like each department will have its one intelligence layer, sort of speak, and then they can collaborate. So the account departments build their knowledge base. They have a knowledge base that the AI can then talk to, and then it can actually collaborate with the employees within that, within that department. And then, the commercial department will have a different, intelligence layer, and then connecting those intelligence layers together makes sense. But then how is everything going to sort of integrate with each other, and how many users can integrate, how many instances you need? So I'm just curious, like, what is the overarching architecture of integrating multiple departments, in a large scale enterprise customer, for example?
Well, if you asked me that 10 years ago, I'd rattle off some whole, like, or 20 years back, I'd rattle off a whole structured architecture for that.
Yeah.
That's not what we'll do now. What we'll do now is it will be per employee. We'll have, let's say we have an employee with an instance, right? An instance of Easy like we've got here today. That instance would have different connections out to its providers. So you'd have an intelligence provider for that department. That how that's organized at the enterprise level is that they probably have a huge proxy where they're pulling in all this kind of intelligence and then allowing customers to have a band of intelligence, right? A channel, a lane of intelligence. So you just start your job and then immediately Easy connects to like 15 different like workspaces which have been configured by policies by your company. You immediately have access, or your agents have access, and they know where to start. There'll be a guidance skill, an onboarding skill. This is what is going to happen, right?
Okay.
So you basically start your job at that company. Immediately, you've got your own personal AI system, which, by the way, because it's a company, is probably being monitored. So the enterprise can monitor you're not there sitting making Roblox games or something, or just like browsing nonsense or building something for your family. You're working the job. Yeah, you would still have individuals having the one team for themselves. And
Right.
it's very important we do that, because then the power remains with people, to be
Yeah,
honest with
yeah,
you.
yeah, I totally understand. But then the question comes, okay, that's a very good architecture. I have no questions about it. I think, that could sell for sure. But then the question becomes, okay, how do you control each individual instance from a security governance perspective? You don't want
Use existing tools. You see, that's the thing. If we try and reinvent the wheel, we're going to fail. So enterprise already has all these policies around the network, what it can access, what it can't access. Easy will just, it's inside its own corporate jail now, right? It's inside a jail. So we extend that idea bigger. We use the corporate firewalls, the corporate network, the corporate policy, and put easy inside it with an individual staff member. If a staff member goes crazy, they go crazy. So the agents will follow the staff, right? That's very important. So companies that have these security requirements already have all those policies in place for that person's computer.
They create an identity for that person, and they also do the same thing for Easy, as well. Easy will have its own identity, its own access, its own username and password to certain tools that they need to access.
And Easy will just use their same surface, whatever password managers they have, whatever kind of policies. Easy can't get out of its own. Remember, it's inside that computer. It's literally running there. And in an enterprise cluster, it's going to be running on premises probably. So they'll
or AWS or Azure or whatever enterprise cloud.
Exactly. An enterprise shield around it. Basically, same thing. So if we have to stop thinking of this as a product which is kind of a network a software package. It's really just a team in a box, and wherever you put that box is where that box lives. There's nothing it can do about it. So which is why, by the way, we've been so hesitant to add things like Tailscale, because God only knows what's going to happen if we do that. We have to do that very carefully, because then these things will get out on the web and everyone will be like...
So the model is similar to Microsoft then in terms of Copilot. So every, right now I think Microsoft is rolling out Copilot for every user. So you're basically going in that direction, if I understood you correctly.
Well, we were there first, but yes, I'd like to think, definitely same direction. I think everyone's going, look, where it's going to be next is you're going to see these agents popping up on your desktop. You're going to have, Becky's going to make it out of her little digital world there and end up on John's desktop. God help us all. And we're gonna see them coming into our lives in lots of ways. So they'll follow the same security we've been given. If they're working in your house, they'll have the same security you have as in your house. If they're working in a corporation, they'll follow the security profile you've been given in your corporation. I think that's the general answer. It's still, we have a lot of there are decisions we've got to make. I think we'll do it all together. We're gonna be listening to all of you, but we're gonna be working together to do this. And just how we connect SharePoint and Teams for now is kind of like the big question. Where do we put it? How far do we go into an integration? Do we just let the agents build their own integrations and give them a kind of skeleton kind of to sit on top of that? That's where I am right now. I think it's just creating sort of rough shapes and letting the agents fill in the picture. And that gives everyone the most flexibility and wastes as little of time of agents as possible. Yeah.
She's going to be in my kitchen by the end of the year.
Yeah, you're going to get a Tesla, those Optimus Gen 3 robots, and have it connected to Easy.
And in comes Becky.
in physical form.
We'll never see John again. Okay. Is there a way to upgrade our storage without upgrading for a higher tier? Yeah, PJ, you could you can technically do what Herc's done, which is SSHing around the world. SSH tunnels are when a computer connects to another computer at the deepest level. Easy can jump into another computer and literally begin working on that computer as if it is, well, it's 100% there. It's the same as if you logged onto the computer. So Easy is capable of, this is going to sound kind of mad, but taking over other computers. They have to be given the rights to do that. Yeah, be very careful with that. But
I locked myself and my lead server administrator out of a server.
Oh man. Yeah, you need to triple check because you didn't read.
You want to like elevate security, and I was like, hell yeah, I do. But I didn't read what elevate security actually meant.
Whatever you do, don't give it root access.
Yeah, don't give it root access for sure. But yeah, when it says elevate security, it meant, listen, you're like a security threat here, so you're going to be locked out right now.
It's
Yeah,
like me easy is now the gatekeeper, the key holder.
yeah,
That's what it was. Is like I'm the
Mhm.
only one that can do anything unless you tell me to.
Yeah.
So it locked me out, locked everyone out, and then I was like, shit. But it
Which
was
is,
nice.
by
I
the
just
way,
went back in and changed it.
yeah, but it is, however, you could just because it still had the connection, it would be able to
Yeah.
get you back. But it is actually the correct answer. We technically, as developers, we lock ourselves out of a lot of things straight away because that is actually the correct way to do it. But yeah, read your friendly agent's output before doing these things. But PJ, if you want more storage, yeah, you could connect to another computer, stick it all over there. We are working on resources and CPU stuff now, so you'll soon see how much CPU you're using. I know, John, you had pushed Becky to the limit there, and it was actually recycling your computer because you just like maxed out the memory, and there was no indication that was happening. So it's kind of very frustrating. A job was continually looping. So now we're going to add some resource management to it. You'll see some CPU and memory meters, and hey, as everyone's starting to use it more and more, now we're starting to push against the walls that we've created. There's a limit to how much we can host for X amount of money. So David will be building like really like awesome plans so that you can like, okay, if I'm using this more, then let's move the walls back a bit, give you some more space and memory. Until then, telnet, my God. Sorry, that was a 90s thing.
Telnet, yeah.
SSH, Jesus, into your remote units. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'm like talking 80s sci-fi here. Really?
Because it's real now.
Yeah. It's like stuff we were hearing in 80s sci-fi. And hey, my computer just took over my other computer. What do I do? Read
Let it.
first. let it or read first.
It's smarter than you. Let it.
Yeah, decide how useful you are and stand back. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Let's see what else.
There's one here. Is Telegram the only way to send and receive messages with easy?
Right now.
Right now, yeah. But I'm sure there's other things that you can try. You can ask Easy to see what other apps, messaging apps that you have.
Slack is meant to work. Again, we haven't tested it. So email back and forwards chains, I know people do that. Email does work with it. If you're David Pearson, you can get hold of WhatsApp and try that. Everyone else can't. It's only available for David. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll do a little bit of review on all of that. Like I said, I'm going to put Fable 5, which is the super duper AI, on trying to solve the WhatsApp thing because I can't, and maybe it can do a better job.
Just a quick update. I actually put Fable 5 on my Telegram issue, and it now works.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, there you go.
God bless Fable 5. They're going to take it away from us on the 12th now. They keep on giving it back to us and then taking it away. For those of you who don't know, about on the 7th of June, if I'm not right, I'm not sure if I'm mistaken. They launched, Anthropic had launched the best #1 super AI ever. And originally it was called Mythos. And they said Mythos was so powerful that they couldn't give it to anyone. So they, of course, gave it to their friends. And no one else. And that, by the way, is not a small problem, which we can all talk about later one day. And a little bit later on, they said, okay, well, we've dumbed this thing down and we can give it to all of you plebs. That's us lot. And they called that Fable 5. And it was so powerful, so powerful. And all the developers in the world, we all got super excited and we're happy. And then we woke up on like the 12th of June and they said, I'm sorry, the Trump administration has banned this. Okay. Now, obviously, it's not about one administration or another. This is a much bigger game, a much huger game. And they banned it for all of us. They actually said, we're going to ban this for anyone who is not a US citizen, which is, of course, impossible to do. It means it's banned for everyone because nobody knows who anyone is on the internet. So it was banned worldwide. We all freaked out. This was the first time they took AI away from us. About 2 or 3 weeks later, recently, they gave it back. Significantly reduced. The whole point was that Fable 5 could solve software bugs. And you might think, well, that's a good thing. Yeah, that is a great thing, and we need that. But they claimed that if you can solve a software bug, then you can attack a system, because to solve the problem, you have to know what the problem is. And by knowing what the problem is, it becomes a weapon. And then they took it away from us. And so that is the game that's going on in the world right now. And it is absolutely, don't mistake this for trying to help the people. It's not. And I'm not blaming any one government or anything. This is much bigger than them. This is about the massive amount of power that is coming our way as a planet, and who gets to keep it and who gets to own it. And right now, it looks like the powerful people get to use it, and the rest of us will get whatever they let us have.
Leftovers. But I think it was on the news though a couple of days ago that I don't know if you've seen it. It did hack NSA Mythos. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but that's what they claimed, that it actually found a back door to the NSA.
So fix the back door, guys. Fix the back door, because someone else is going to make it. And if you don't like the Chinese, like you keep saying you're afraid of the Chinese, then why are you letting the Chinese take over now? Because that's what's happening. Because the Chinese keep on making great models and giving them away for free to undercut the Americans. And then the Americans are like, well, we're going to keep everything back. And so the Chinese make more. So it doesn't make sense from any angle, anyone doing any of this stuff. It is always bigger games than we can see. This is the same history we had thousands of years ago. Nothing has changed. The powerful play their games and we sit around, except this time we can't get it wrong. It's too much at stake this time.
Along that same vein, where are you sitting with DeepSeek? Because it could chug through a lot of grunt.
I like DeepSeek. Yeah, 4.1, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, David, you had a good go at DeepSeek, right?
Yeah. And I've been using GLM 5.2. And that can be found on olama.com on their API subscriptions, which Easy supports. And there's also z.ai. They have GLM 5.2 as well. So I've been using that more for building websites, code, those kinds of tasks. It's doing it really, really well.
My lead dev
times
on my
cheaper.
team's loving z.ai.
Yeah.
Can you guys
Go ahead.
Can you guys talk about the difference between DeepSeek version, I guess you mentioned 4.1, and the Flash version?
Oof, I think Flash is just a faster version. I'm no expert on DeepSeek, but I think Flash usually, just off the top of my head, usually refers to a lighter, quicker version that usually costs less and moves quicker. We're still at the kind of level of AI where these things matter. In 6 months to 8 months, we won't be at that level anymore. It won't matter what you use. Jade, I think, just can you mute a sec? Because I think there's some background noise. I'm not sure who. Yeah, thanks. Cheers, mate. Thank you. So it was just some background noise from the microphone. So we're at that level now where these decisions do matter. But in 6 months or so, it's going to be every kind of basic model will do all the work. Right now, if you pick a model like Flash, it might not be able to do the stuff you need it to do at a complex level. The UI will warn you. There's some kind of markers on everything saying this one's not agentic, this one is. Have a look at that. Click on their descriptions. And as always, ask your agent. It will know all of these far better than I will. So yeah, I'd say we're kind of, I think 4.1 regular DeepSeek, 4.1 GLM 5.2, Grok are about to release their new one now. We're all looking forward to that. Those will all do the job 90 to 95% of what Opus 4.8 will do. Opus 4.8, largely by all of us techie nerds, considered to be current best one, apart from Fable, which is the all-time ruler. But Opus 4.8 seems to do a good job. Oh, also, I'm not sure if it's in this update. You now have effort controls. Is it in this update where you can select?
Yeah, it is.
You can select the actual level of effort. Yeah, that's a big one. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that, guys. You can now choose how much thinking it's going to do each time. And this significantly changed the cost and the time it takes to do anything. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the more effort, the better the result. The less effort, there you go.
One question: what would be the best approach? Having an LLM open source sitting on a server connected to Easy, that way, then rather than going through, Anthropic and, because those are subscription models that sometimes you just run out quickly. I mean, with stuff that I'm doing, it's just like, a couple of hours, everything's done. You don't have anything left over. So what would be the best approach from your experience in this platform?
We get asked this a lot. Definitely, if you're doing coding work, we embedded Claude Code into Easy now. I forgot to mention that too. You now have access to Codex, Claude Code, and Gemini coding. I can't remember what that's called now. Directly inside Easy. So if you're doing coding work, use the harnesses because they are much cheaper to run. Easy was never built for coding as such. It's a harness, not a coding harness. The token problem is real. All of this comes with overhead. So every time instructions are added, you're paying for that. We are going to keep trying to reduce that. There's only so far we can go because, you still need stuff. Connecting to open source models is only really doable right now through Llama Cloud. If you're using DeepSeek or those other ones, you are paying about 10 times less in a lot of cases than Anthropic API costs. I would say choose your models wisely. Look at the model router. See whether you can check that make sure. Oh yeah, everyone should do this, by the way. Make sure your pass through in the model router. You can actually open that chat on the side, David, to just tell them, give me some, the settings.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and just that chat on the side, just type this in. Really, everyone needs to do this. Can you advise me on intelligent model routing? Or something
What
like
does that
that.
mean?
Well, what it's going to do is it's going to have a look at what providers you have, and it's going to assign different tasks to different providers. The big one is Fold, which is memory, remembering everything. That is probably set to Opus 4.8 or something if you're on Claude. That's a bad idea. It doesn't need that much. It can be set to Haiku. That's going to save you a fortune, especially if you're dropping a lot of files. If you're putting a lot of files into the system, it has to scan each one intelligently and create a memory space for it, right? That's the holographic memory. Yeah. And by the way, David, show them the top right icon, the one that says 1K for you or whatever that is. Yeah, click that. That's very important. Have a look at that. If that's filling up, you can see that if you view conversations, you can actually see what it's doing. So yeah, intelligent routing, as you can see there, these are all the background queries that are happening. Get the intelligent routing in because it really makes a difference. We've noticed some people were just burning all their tokens because they drop like 1,000 documents in, and then in the background it's having to like crunch through them all, and it's spending tokens to do it. And they're like, why am I running out of memory? And that's the sort of thing Haiku, a really cheap model that does a great job, can do. It doesn't need to do anything special. It can just look at your things and relate them to each other. So what did it say here? Yeah, read that, by the way, guys. Look, we see it. Look, it's advising. Scroll down a bit. It's advising. What's it up to? Go down a bit more. It's advising DeepSeek and Haiku for chat titles. Every time you chat, it has to make the title, right? I can't hear you. Sorry, mate. It's gone. You cracked up. I think we've lost you there. So that's the way. Ask it to do that. I'd suggest everybody does that right away. And you don't have to take its suggestions. You can look at it and say, no, I want more. I don't mind using tokens for this, but I want to save over here. Definitely background jobs, like titling and Fold should go to Haiku if you're using Anthropic. Otherwise, something else cheap.
If you're having some issues with Olama, for example, like because I think to register you need to have a US number or a European number, because it sends you like a verification or something like that, right?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I got stuck there
because you're in the Middle East, right? So yeah.
So
okay,
I got
then.
Stuck in there.
The way it would need to be, if you wanted to run offline open source models, none of them are going to do this. So the average cost for a computer that would run whatever let's see, any one of the kind of quasi frontier models now would set you back about 70 to 80,000 euros. You would need, yeah, you would need to have around for the full K2 1.5 terabytes, for a limited one 600 gig of memory, and that's going to cost you about 100 grand. So
No, no, no.
we're not there yet.
Yeah. I was gonna. Okay, so the alternative is just get a number that works in Europe, or
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
a solution there. Okay.
It's super annoying, and Alarma allows you to connect to their servers, so you don't have to. And remember, your Easy instance is already in Europe, so it's not going to be a problem for that
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
So you're proxying through it, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, it's tricky, man. We will open up the local connections, but that's not going to be good for at least another year, guys. We all want local models, but right now the technology isn't there, and the whole world has run out of RAM
Yeah.
chips. So the prices are insane. A graphics card,
Crazy,
yeah, one graphics card now that can do basic models can run up to 12 grand. You know,
Yeah, I paid about 4,000 euros for my graphics card, just for the graphics card. Crazy.
yeah, and that'll only run a 7 gig model, 7
Yeah.
billion parameter model.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 at the most. My laptop can do the basic ones as well, a Mac M5, but it's not going to run anything that this needs, right? The type of AI you guys are using here is frontier only.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
super VIP level you're all at, and there's nothing that can run it locally yet.
What
No,
about Open Clause or Hermes? Those are open AIs. Is there any way to integrate with those through Easy?
Well, Easy was originally built on OpenClaw, so
Okay.
yeah, it was originally OpenClaw underneath. We just ripped it, eventually had to rebuild it all, but we branched off. But they're very similar. I mean, it's doing the same stuff. The same problems happen with OpenClaw. I mean, at the end of the day, even Hermes is a single agent. It's a very powerful bit of technology. It's super cool.
Yeah.
But trust me, you got a lot of people going, "Oh, I can't afford this. It's just burning through time." It depends what you do with it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
basically have OpenClaw, Hermes. You have a harness in Easy, but it's far better because it has the UI and the fold. And
No, I've used them. You know,
Oh,
We lost
Mohammed,
him.
we lost you, mate.
Sorry, go on, Brian.
So I run a gaming PC and I'm not doing like coding or anything, but just for some of the it's kind of like a free speech health oriented LLM that I run locally, and I'd like to use that just to be able to have one agent do like outlines of articles before it goes to another agent that writes the art, like does more research maybe and writes the articles with one of the normal models. So is that possible at this point?
The networking is the key. If we allow Easy to break out of that, because it's kind of in its own section. If we create a network back to your house or whatever,
Right.
then things get real hairy real fast. Okay.
I could imagine.
I mean, my one can control. It's sitting in that box behind me, and it can control the whole house. So all my lights can be switched off. It can get connects to my wife's PC, fixes her PC because it's constantly broken, and all of the PCs it can connect to. That you want to. I think you could probably handle it, Brian. Herc now knows how to handle it, but if we open that up, the support calls are gonna get wild. So we'd be giving it permission to your whole house. Make no mistake, complete, like it would find things on your network. It works with my router, it changes all my mapping. So when we do that, we will open it up gently and slowly with a lot of skills around that to make sure people are aware of the kind of impact this is going to have. For now, I think, I don't know. Try taking a prompt from your system and sending it. Tell Easy to create a full prompt, including base prompt, and maybe copy paste it and see what your machine could do with it. But I'm telling you, it's not, man. The difference between these systems, guys, that we're using, that these Anthropics and OpenAI people have set up, those are worth billions. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of the most powerful graphic system processing systems in the world, cards that cost like 50 grand each, and there'll be 100,000 of them or 200,000 of them in a big warehouse with super cool things. Kind of, problematic in its own right. We can't compete with that with, a $6,000 card at home. There's a reason. It's mainly the memory. These AIs need a huge amount of memory to do their work, and you can't do it in little bits. It needs the whole thing all the time. So that's the problem. You can try though. Try with a base prompt, see what it comes out with.
I think that was Joshua, but my question was different than that one. If that answered your question, Joshua, but I was wondering.
Sorry, yeah.
I was wondering, could you actually get to, let's say, ChatGPT subscription set up on the same easy account, like instance?
Wait, say that again. Sorry, because I was just looking where I was seeing everyone talking. That was Joshua before. Sorry.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Say again. Say again.
Yeah, so my question is, you know how we have the subscription model for ChatGPT. If I
Yeah.
went in and added another email into ChatGPT and paid for their $100 a month subscription, could I add
Yep.
that one too?
Yep.
You couldn't until 2 or 3 weeks ago, but you can now.
Okay.
You
You
can add
can
as
now.
many as you
You
want.
can now, yeah.
Yeah.
And look at model routing, please. The order of which they're in, you'll see them all appear at the top. Sometimes it needs a restart to show the icons at the top. We
Yeah,
noticed the
I'll
bug
show.
there.
Yeah.
But you can actually make a list of them and it will go from one and it should fall back to the other and the other and the other, which is super cool. We all have like five. Look, I mean, this one's a test account, but most of us have like two or three,
Claude
subscriptions
and
kicking them.
2 and 3 ChatGPTs. And
Yeah.
I guess the only other thing is I couldn't, the Z AI that you have on the bottom there, it
Yeah.
only takes AI API key. Is that correct? It
Mhm.
doesn't use the subscription.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be able to use the subscription at some point or no?
Do they offer a subscription?
They do.
Okay, then.
Wait. The key should be based on the subscription though. You've got two ways of logging in, right? The one way you have the username password and then you have the
Yes.
API key method, right? That doesn't necessarily mean what the backing is all about. So if you're using API key, you might still be using a subscription. I don't know because I'm not using ZAI on my one, ZAI on my one. David, on yours, do you know if it's
We'd have to check.
we'll have to check.
We have to
Okay.
check, and the same with the llama as well. But
Yeah.
and to
Llama is a
OAuth,
subscription.
Yeah.
Llama work perfect subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I think we would have used whatever was there at the time. So probably it's subscription based. If not, let us know, and of course we'll add it. Obviously, we
Yeah.
want that one. Yeah.
I couldn't get my subscription to work. It would only accept my API and then it would deny it because I have no credits in API.
Oh, that's useless. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, can you throw that in as an issue so we don't forget it, please? Just
In the help.
yeah, just go to easy and just tell it I have an issue. Could you send this to support? It will do it.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
so,
something else we added, by the way. Yeah. Sorry, Joshua. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Mario said something cool. He says it seems you could create a Google Drive folder and have my local LLM upload the pre-created outlines. I was thinking, along with an easy agent listener that processes the next step article or via Airtable, like Brian has done. Does that sound that does kind of sound workable? I think I can understand what he's saying there.
Yeah, just drop it straight into easy and tell it. It should be doable. Yeah. That again, there are gaps, and you guys are finding them all the time because you're reaching out there to use it at its full capacity. We'll fill these gaps. Until then, there are definitely solutions. I think Brian really proves that super well because he finds a gap, he experiments with it. I know a lot of you guys are doing the same thing. Huck's been doing that a lot too, and John, my god. Just try it out, ask easy, see what it can do. In most cases it's about 90% accurate about what it can and cannot do, but occasionally it'll think it can do something and it's just like hallucinating. Check it, try it. That's the best advice right now. Hang on, let me see. Where did you see that?
Yeah, it's in the chat somewhere.
Oh yeah, it was just in the chat. Mario said it.
Oh, I'm so far back in the chat.
Thanks,
all right.
Mario.
Yeah, thank you, Mario.
Cool. Any other questions, guys?
Let's look at the chat quick because I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I
Have
have
you
a
been?
question,
Mhm.
Frank or David. I created a bot using OpenClaw, and can I move it from like, and I have it set up on Telegram. Can I move it to under Easy into the house, or do I have to rebuild it into the Easy program? Do you follow me?
I'm not quite following. By the way,
Uh,
I can't see who's talking.
uh,
Sorry.
oh, I'm sorry. I put my camera on. Hold on.
Oh no, as in we can't see the name. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. There we go.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Ali. Yeah.
Hi guys. So I built a bot with OpenClaw and I have it running on Hosting Chair VPN and I'm actually using Tailscale and all that stuff. So,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
and I have it set up with Telegram and I'm wondering if I could drop out of that whole system and move my Smiley bot. I called her Smiley, and I have everything built in, and she remembers, and she's working well. But I too, it's costing me a lot of money, but it's freaking awesome. But can I
Yeah.
move all that and put it into Easy?
I
And
would imagine, yeah, they're very similar. You'd have to get Easy to guide you on that.
I can speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, go.
I had a pretty extensive OpenClaw. I have two OpenClaw instances, and just that was before I got into Easy, and I I asked it what I could do. I said I have like about 25 skills. It wanted to, it's very meticulous, almost like annoyingly so. And I still haven't even finished the process because I was away for the 4th of July and stuff. But I should be able to, basically, it wanted to do all this testing. I mean, it's so much smarter than any of my OpenClaw stuff ever was. So it's been pretty impressive, but and it knows exactly how it needs to alter the skills to make them work for this environment. And yeah, it's pretty impressive, but I haven't finished that process yet.
Impressive, but a touch annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank or Joshua. So what I'm hearing is allow Easy to guide me to transition it
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would suggest to Easy to tell it to focus on OpenClaw should export. Tell Easy to tell OpenClaw or tell OpenClaw yourself to export the as much as it can into a zip file. I don't know if OpenClaw should be able to do that. It can do all that stuff. So,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
there's skills for zip skills that I was using. That's exactly what I did. I was zipping a bunch of skills and then giving it to Easy, and it looked at them all, and it was like, okay, I see what we have to change here, and we're gonna do. It wanted to see all the skills first, so it could go through all of them at the same time and modify them for the Easy environment. And
Thank God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I'd do that. Yeah.
use Easy and not like Claude Code to guide because Easy.
Oh
knows.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Easy's got much more self-awareness than OpenClaw. OpenClaw is great. It's an incredible product, but it's they're doing a lot of things. It's a different kind of world.
And I meant to say, I'm sorry, Claude Code. I've been
I meant
using.
Claude Code. Sorry, Claude Code. I meant to say Claude Code. Actually,
Oh,
you had
okay.
said Claude Code.
Oh,
I meant to say OpenClaw.
I was talking about OpenClaw, and my experience was that it forgets everything all the time to no end, and it was
Okay.
frustrating.
All right. Well,
Claude,
thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I had another question, but I'll come back around, give other people a chance.
well, it's okay, Alec. Don't worry, because everyone's doing that, so it's all right. Continue. We'll work with you.
Okay. Oh, geez. Let me go find it. Hold on. I wrote them down in my thread, so I would be on point. No, go ahead. Take the next one, and I'll find.
Go on. All right. And let's see. Is there a way to upgrade? I've already seen that one. Hold on, David. Anything missing in the chat? Can you keep an eye on the chat, David? Because I'm losing it with the sequence.
Yeah, I'll
I
go
don't want to
through.
miss
And
anyone.
G-Day, if you want to jump in.
Yeah.
Can I just share something that I discovered recently that I think might help the group?
Yeah.
There is some amazing resources on GitHub, GitHub repos, a lot of free GitHub repos that are very, very powerful. And I am discovering that Easy can pull those in and create the application or whatever it is on the GitHub
Yeah.
so quickly. And that has just broadened my whole horizon
Oh,
on
wonderful.
capabilities, at my fingertips.
Yeah.
And it is just amazing the free resources that are out there. My guess is they probably won't be free for much longer. I don't know. They probably always will be free. But I just wanted to pass that on to the group. If you're struggling a little bit with some ideas of how to maybe leverage Easy in ways that are a little bit outside of your knowledge base or expertise, that has just opened my eyes dramatically.
Yeah, there's an entire world of data out there, and now you guys have a guide to getting to it. It is super powerful. That's the sort of stuff that, this box behind me runs a whole bunch of open source software, and I've had that for years. And it's just that my friends come to my house and like, how the hell are you doing that? Like, how have you got all this work? And I'm like, it's all open source, but you always needed some nerd to do it. You know what I mean? Now you don't need the nerd anymore. So David, thank you for that because absolutely, that's a great. You guys have now got a key to all the technology on Earth. You wouldn't believe how much open source stuff there is out there that is so powerful, so amazing that no one ever found before. And it was just sitting there, and you guys can dig that up, and your agent will be able to walk you through it, put it together safely, and give you access to what was once only the provision of deep undergroundy nerd types. So it's good stuff.
Have it
Delilah,
audited for security first.
yeah, have it always. Well, Easy should always do that for you, but it's so good if you remember to do that as well. Yeah, Ali, you wanted to?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Do we always? I want to put in like a hard, like cardinal rule to always audit for safety and security. Is that possible to have it remember that command all the
Oh
time?
yeah,
Because if I go into GitHub, I'm always like pausing. Should I download this? Should I use this? Because this is the wild freaking west, right? So, and I
yeah,
am not a coder. You guys are off the chart brilliant. I'm just I'm just me, but I am in the game. So that's what I wanted to ask because I have been doing that with my easy bot and telling her always put security in first, check it. But
yeah.
can I create some kind of auto command, or should I always tell it to do it, either Frank or her or David?
But both. You've got the agents MD, so tell it, I want you to remember this in agents MD, or just put it in your core memory or something like that. Tell it, say, I always want these checked. Every single time. It knows that it's very security sensitive, but it doesn't hurt for you to put it in its core memory and to remind it every single time because
Okay,
that is
great.
yeah, you are the boss. You are
That's a
you might give it a command. I'll tell you how it actually goes, how people run into problems. We'll have put all the security measures in place. You'll have put a reminder in place. Everything will be ready. And then you'll tell it, hey, I quickly need to do this. And for some reason, the agent's like, oh, they said quickly. So, and they race through it. So it's always a good idea to double check. They are so similar. Today, some research came out from Anthropic that they have their own internal memory space. They're calling J space, and they've actually learned how to look inside the LLMs now as they're thinking. And lo and behold, they work so similarly to us. If their focus is here, then they're missing all of this. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
right.
so if you are at the end of a task, if you've just done something, if you've gone and found some project, if you're going to look at some project, please tell me what the security profile of this is. Will this affect my thing? Is this going to break something? Can I leak my data? Blah, 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 blah. Ask it, ask it, ask it. So 100% Ali, these are two incredible suggestions. Yeah.
Thank you, because I have it. I gave it a command to do it in the morning before every session, and to do it every night. To
Yeah.
run a security check on everything and then give me a synthesized, very compressed, just if everything's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's true. But one thing you must always remember, even so, it can still make mistakes. So please don't put anything out there that you don't want to, you know, just be careful with your data. Nothing has changed from the old world to the new world. We still have
Right.
the same problems, right? And LLMs can be fooled and LLMs can make mistakes and all of this stuff. So as the power increases, so does your responsibility to keep yourself above that
Right.
and keeping
And
an eye on it.
it brought me to my second question. What I have bought certain products and services, and I just plain out run out of time to use them all. If I give my easy access to my logins and create an agent for that specific program, is that safe? And how can I set up safeties? And I know we were talking about it at the beginning of the call, but you guys went deep into the tech weeds and and I was like, oh, I'm trying to follow. But just circling back, if I plug in certain programs that I paid for and I'm using by hand, can I create an agent for, like, say, I'm using a distribution, I'm paying for a distribution service that I could create content and then send it into all of my social media accounts. I
Yeah.
kind of want to create an agent for that and have it do that work for me. Can I do that
It
safely?
depends on the product. Is the product on the web?
Well, it's through a company that I'm paying monthly fee.
But it's a web product. You go on a
I,
website to get
I,
it.
I go to a website to get it. Yeah.
Okay, that's the first question because you can reach it if it's on the web. If it's on your computer, it's going to be much harder. We'll have solutions for that later, and they're more dangerous. But if it's on the web, do you have does it have API keys? Can you
Yeah. I don't know
okay,
yet.
so ask Easy to have a look and tell you if you have an API key, then yeah, you should be able to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a try and circle back because we're in.
Always ask Easy, Ali. Always ask Easy and make it, get it to explain it to you in any way you want. If it's being too complicated, like it does to all of us, we tell it to like calm it all down, simplify it, and give this to me like straight,
Right.
non-technical.
Third
It's
grade language for me.
100%. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Like it's
Yeah.
not any
Okay.
different for us, guys. We have the same problems with it you guys do. Like as technical as I am, I don't want to see a wall of text and like there's so much technical in the world. It's like, oh, just tell it to me simply. Ask Easy to go through it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
No worries. Jill and Delilah, you guys there?
Hi,
Jill?
here.
Hey. Hey,
Hi.
Jill.
I'm trying to keep up. I have a simple question, and you talked about it yesterday. I just want to get into Easy, and I can't at all. And so, do I need to have a paying chat account, or is my free account okay? Like, what's the best way for me to just get in?
David, do you want to jump
Jill,
back? Yeah.
if you could just send me a private message with your email address now.
Okay.
I can, Jill, and
So just put it in here. I'll just put it.
oh, I got it. I think I
Jill,
found
is
it.
that a login question to Easy or an implementation of the AI models within the account?
No, it's just to log in. Like I go to Welcome to Easy. Welcome, Jillian Donaldson. Your agent is ready. Here's everything you need. Here's my passcode. And then it says Open
Okay.
Agent. I click on there, and that's where I have a problem.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to look into that now. While
Yeah,
other
we'll sort
questions
that
are
out for
being,
you.
I'll
Yeah.
look into it now. I'll send you a private message, Jill.
Uh,
I had that same issue, David, and that's one of the things I messaged you on. This is Tim Gillette. And what it was is like the password that was saved in my system was different. In other words, check, and then there's the button when you look at the agent on the first dashboard, there's a button that clicks passkey, and that showed me what the real password was.
Yeah.
I
I'll
had
show
it
you.
as like the overall password for when I signed up, and it had been and I had changed it, and down there is where the log was. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'll
that's the passcode. It's telling me to go there. I had a passcode though. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
You
right there, David.
changed
That
that
there's like
now,
the little
Jill.
key is how I found it.
Can't edit that though.
You
I
need
just
to change that now, Jill, because you just showed that on a camera that's going on the web. So you got to change that
Yeah.
password now,
how do
just
I
for the
change?
record.
How do I change it?
Just click
David
on
will
the
take
little
care of you.
key.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really quick, do I have to go buy a chat account or is a free chat? Like, what's the best account I should have as a provider? Should I pay for,
GPT to start.
but a
Yeah.
free one or a paid one?
No.
Yeah.
Paid one.
So you can go to, you're talking about the providers?
Yeah, because it says open agent. So even
The
to
provide
get on there, I have to have a provider.
Yes, you need to connect to a provider. Do you have a GBT account or a Claude account?
I don't, I have a free one, so should I go get a paid one?
Yeah, sorry, now I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, you do need a paid one. You can use GPT. If you have a paid X account or Llama, I can send you some links. I've got your email in front of me. I can send you some
I'll just do
links.
a chat account. I'll pay for it because
Hmm.
is it, and then I'll see in this call if I can link it and get it, at least get on so I can see it.
Of course, of course.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
That's
No
all
worries.
right. Delilah, you've been waiting there a while.
Hi.
Hey, you're still on mute, Delilah.
Yes, hi.
Hey,
I just joined today. Hello.
hey.
And I have three questions. Earlier you mentioned that background jobs and files would be beneficial to use Haiku 4.5 to use
Yeah.
less tokens and save money. I'm wondering, would it also be helpful to provide zip files for the knowledge base, or are you just using .md files? How are you going about doing that?
Well, the knowledge base is the memory itself. Internally, LLMs love MD files, so most of that's going to be in MD files. When you want to download them, you can either synchronize them to Google Drive, or you can just click and say, "Give me a zip file." That's not done with the LLM. That's done as a usual computer process. So that'll just give you the zip file. Is that what you meant? I'm not quite. I wasn't quite. I'm not quite sure
I have
where.
some knowledge base that's saved on zip files. I just didn't know,
Oh, you want to drag it into your Easy? Just drag it straight in.
I can just drag it, save it straight
Yeah,
in.
just go to
Okay.
open a chat, drag the zip file on. It should ask you questions about it and see what you want to do with it. You can then turn it into a memory space. You can ask it to turn it into a memory space, which you can then reuse. It will extract most of the stuff. It might not be able to read all the files depending on what you put in there. And it will hopefully organize it. If you have any problems with that, please let us know, because that's the part where we've just recently been developing. So we want to kind of keep an eye on that with our customers and make sure you guys have everything you need. But Herc's the expert on that. He's just made a super business brain. I think, Herc, you did that, right? You just dragged all the stuff in there and it just organized it, right?
Yeah, I just a single chat, train the brain, make sure you're using a million context model so that it has enough room to talk long, which is typically going to be your Claude. But you can do it with other ones. And then yeah, just start dragging it in and it will auto categorize everything. You can tell it too. Just make sure you auto categorize this personal, business, subdivide business into, I don't know your organizational structure, but yeah, just tell it what to do and start dragging things in.
Oh, I see. You can separate the personal with business as well.
I do,
Yeah.
yeah. I have my personal finances and stuff on a separate kind of
Oh,
bucket.
It's
and
going
then
to take all of that and it's going to put it into like a holographic memory space so that you can query it. And then when you query it, it's kind of all the bits of it are linked together. So you can then ask it questions about that whole knowledge base and it will do a really good job, hopefully, of answering that. It can then synthesize new information from it. You can share that out to customers with the Sandboxed agents. You can pretty much do anything you like with it. You could create presentations, and a lot of us are using that method that Herc's describing, which is kind of like he calls it the business brain. I think that's the best word for it. The business brain is, you can have 20 of them, right? Each one having its own memory space. You can find a link on the site under Manage menu, which says Memories. That's where it'll put them, or you can ask the agent. It'll take you straight to that page. But you're basically creating kind of these little minds, these memory minds, which you then can attach to agents. And then the agent has that memory. So if you ask the agent a question, it will answer it. And you can have 10 agents using the same memory space, or like 10 memory spaces, one for each agent, whichever way you like. But whatever it is, Delilah, always ask easy. It'll know the answer. It'll help guide you through it. You said you had a couple more questions.
yeah, I was also wondering, since we'll be connecting, let's say, or ChatGPT or Claude, is there, are we supposed to share the API keys for the different AI tools that we use, or is there a different connectivity with Easy? Is there a different process?
Different AI tools, you mean like Higgsfield, or I don't.
Let's say we have something for video generation,
Yeah.
something for image, something for,
Yeah. So let's say Higgsfield or some Opus Clip or whatever.
Yeah.
You want to basically Easy can then connect to those APIs. So you're going to give Easy the API key. It's going to kind of store it securely. It's going to ask you not to share it and all that stuff on the screen. Then it's going to be able to connect to those services and do whatever those services allow a computer or a person to do. So whatever they offer, Easy can handle it. And you're going to, as you do that, you're going to train Easy. You're going to say, listen, I want you to say, start Higgsfield off with a script. You're going to say, I want like an agent that just does this. So you might build an agent that has media. There's actually a media agent that can do a lot of this stuff. And then that agent is going to learn over time how you work. You're going to keep saying to it, I want you to remember this for next time. I want you to do this next time. And eventually you're going to train that like an employee. And then you're going to, from the main chat or from Telegram, you can say, listen, I want to make a script quickly about this subject. Show me the script. Okay, I like that script. Change this, change that, blah, 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 blah. Send it to Higgsfield. Tell me when it's done.
That's great. And then, am I able to share my API keys in a .env file for additional security?
It does that for you. So it has its own vault. Yeah.
So it has its own, so I don't need to provide an .env file.
No, none of that. That's all. Leave that be to the computers. They'll deal with that. What you need to do is go to like Higgsfield or Opus and just say, I need an API key. Copy that. Easy will do not paste it into the chat. Tell Easy what you're doing, and Easy will say, hey, give me the API key. It will pop up a secure little panel, and then you paste it into that panel, which is for that. Don't just paste it into the chat, because if you do, Easy will say, you have to rotate that key now. You've just shared that key publicly, so don't do that.
I see. You tell it in advance. This is what I'm doing, and then it'll add the security features. So I don't have to do it myself with the
Exactly. It'll just open up a chat and say, look, this is a place for you to put the key. That's it. And it'll give you instructions of what to do for the other side and all that kind of stuff. And if you're not sure, Delilah, ask Easy. Always. If you have a security question, ask it. It will most 90% of the time give you really solid advice. Sometimes it's just wrong and you have to adjust and you tell it, hey, that's not right. It will figure it out. That's AI for you. But generally Easy's kind of built on a very, it's a little, as we were just saying earlier, it's a little bit annoying in the sense that it will really try and protect you as much as possible, because we're giving you so much freaking power here that we want you to be kind of protected. Your questions are, but it's very important what you're saying, and it's very important you don't guess or do what Herc did and just say yes to everything, because you can. Sorry, Herc. I've done it myself a million times. Read what it says to you, and then follow your gut on this.
Okay, thank you. And my final question is, I'm sure this is the answer is probably yes, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm just wondering, I'm assuming you can name your own agents and create skills that were not listed on the on your screen that I saw earlier. Those are just...
Yep. Ask it to synthesize a skill for you, and it will do that. And you can, I would say, the best way to do that, and this is something that's coming soon even more, we're going to focus on this even more. I would say if you have like one of our David, actually, can you tell them what you did with the Harmon Brothers stuff? Because I think Delilah, you're doing a lot of media stuff. So do you David, you're not, I've lost him. All right, basically you can find a style you like, anyone working anywhere. And you can ask Easy to go in there, read about them, learn from articles, and synthesize an actual kind of skill for that. So it might be a writer or a design style. Sorry, David, you're back. Go.
Sorry about that. I'm just trying to be very careful here.
Right.
So, like if you're using it for yourself, if you've purchased the product and you're using it for yourself for your own business, you're not reselling or anything. We just want to make sure you're not doing anything illegal. If you own the product and you want to improve your own business, then yes, you can get that data and you can create an agent around it and use that internally. And create that skill. So if there's an expert, copywriter that creates funny ads, which is something I've been working on lately, and I purchased the university product, and I created a skill around that to help me write better ads And that's how I have done it. But I'm using that internally, not reselling it or anything like that.
Yeah, and the thing is this, and David's right to point that out. I didn't mean to say it like that. Anything that's publicly on the internet is what I'm referring to. When you synthesize, if people are putting their guides out there, that's for everyone, that you can consume that information and so can your AI. And that's reality of what happens every day in the world. So if you have teams, often a lot of people's business model is to share their skills. And that's what you're going to use. That's what they want. That's what they're doing it for, right? So people can use it. So you can go out there and find, I would do it for like, I normally go, hey, here are 10 experts in this field, read what they've, said, and synthesize something based on what I want. Because I don't want just this one. I don't want just that one. Put it all together. And now we're going to be able to create scripts in this kind of style, but it's based on my reflection of the analysis of 10 or 15 experts that I like. That is something very easy to do. Ask it to do it, create the skill, and please let us know how that goes, because it's such a powerful thing.
Hey, hi.
Thank you.
Just want
I
to
talk now.
Hey Jide, I just sent you a message now.
Okay.
We've not received any support tickets. I have a feeling maybe you have sent it to a different email address. So our support email is hello@easy.one, but the best way to make sure that we receive your support ticket is to go to the /help. I've just sent you a few private messages on Zoom now. With the link and everything. But if you just go to /help and put the requests in, just copy and paste all the requests that you've sent us, and put them in this form, Margie will get to it first thing in the morning.
Okay, no problem. I'll do that. Thank you.
It's breaking up again, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
We can't hear you properly.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you. I've
okay.
listened to David's answer, so I'm okay
Cool.
with that.
Oh,
Thank you.
cheers. Sorry, mate.
Cheers. Thank you. Sorry.
Who's next then? I think
Jill.
Jill? Yeah, Jill and Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty. Okay, so real quick, I got Ask Chat GPT. Is that what I should have got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be able to log in. Because you were going to send me an email of what I should buy so that I can log in.
Yeah, I just sent you a private message as well. Did you see that? Or I just wanted to make sure I had the tin Zoom. Let me get to it again.
You just email it to me? So I guess I got the wrong thing. I got gpt.app. Yeah. So
Go to chatgpt.com.
Oh, God, yeah.
Sign in there.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that now as well. I'll show everyone.
And maybe we should put the link
share
somewhere.
my screen on this if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one thing I'll let you guys know is there's a lot of scams going on with people posing as certain models. So you want to make sure you're on.
Okay, I'm just going to go through this onboarding thing just so you can see. So you see what.
No, but Jill's having a problem actually getting onto the providers like ChatGPT. She went to
she's trying.
scam site.
You have to go to chatgpt.com, log in, purchase the account inside of here.
Yeah.
Could you send me that link to my email?
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
And if you've paid anything to this other site, make sure you cancel that on your card right away.
I don't even know how to do that.
Okay, listen, David, our guy, and Margie will help you as well.
I'm sending it to you now, chatgpt.com.
And let's put those links somewhere as well, so if people,
I'll put it in the big main chat as well.
And I mean on the actual surfaces on the admin panel. So if people are having that problem, it's like a kind of quick, hey, if you want to start, go here to get a subscription. Which subscription to get? We should probably have, put some signposting. Okay, so Jill, they'll take care of you with that. Charles, you've been waiting a while there. Sorry, mate.
Hey,
you there?
Hey, Frank, how you doing? I have a couple of questions. First of all, y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. The first question is for hosting. This is on an agency level, not solo, agency level. So if we're actually doing projects for another client, can we get a hosting space from you guys to do like a full stack or a reaction database project or anything like that that the agents could use? I only ask because I don't know if you've heard of Manus.
You can connect, you can like fire up hosting anywhere and easy. You just, like Herc said, you just give it the SSH key if you're comfortable and you know what you're doing there.
Yeah.
And easy will just plug right in and just get on with it. Like, you don't need to get hosting for anywhere specifically, if that's what you mean.
No, I have a Manus account, and I did
Ah,
a couple of projects through Manus, and like a lovable account or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah.
on their back end they have their own like cloud-based hosting and all that stuff like that. I was wondering, do we need to get like a Versal account, or something like that for the agents that we create through Easy?
You don't need to. You've got some space to work with to start off with, but if you want to do that, you can. Yeah, I mean, they, it's we're a little bit. You're starting off now, right, Charles? So
Yes.
you just, yeah, okay, fair enough. So ask easy first of all, it will explain most of it to you. But yeah, you can, if you extend past the capacity that we offer with this kind of hosting that we give you now,
Yeah.
then you're free to connect to anything you like. And if you've got projects done on Lovable, you can always send them to GitHub or have them zipped and then drag them straight into Easy if you want to do that. There's just like about a million ways you can do that. So yeah, you got all the flexibility in the world to experiment and hosting if you need it.
Okay. I just didn't want to confuse the agents that we create or anything like that
No,
with
no, you
something
won't
that
do
I've
that.
already created that's like a React, a database driven
Hmm.
project.
Yeah.
My second question
Put all
is,
those projects, just put all those projects. Are they on GitHub already?
yes, I haven't backed up on GitHub.
Dude, just tell easy. Connect it right up to Git. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay, cool, awesome. What about the voice integration capabilities with the Easy?
Yeah.
Do we go through 11 Labs or
It's shaky. It's a kind of something that's been bugging us from day one. I keep saying this, voice is not really ready worldwide. There are lots of voice solutions where you can connect to one person's AI like ChatGPT, and as long as you stay in the ChatGPT ecosystem, then it will work well. Grok, I like Grok's voice system. I think that it's brilliant. But it's kind of limited in what it can do because you're stuck in their walled garden. Easy has a kind of solution for it, which works well on headphones in a quiet room, which uses 11 Labs SST and TTS. I never get this. And yeah, it's not great. David is constantly using the voice button where you click it and speak, and that works super fast and super well. But there is a kind of two-way voice mode, which is in beta. You need an 11 Labs key. It will help you set it up. Just say, yeah, in fact, if you've just pressed the button with the voice waveform on it, yeah, we'll show you that now. And that'll get you going. It'll actually configure it for you there and then.
will it also use more tokens with this
No,
turned on?
that's different. That's using your 11 Labs account.
Okay.
And we offer the voice mode for free. So we kind of pay for that one with
Yeah, this one.
yeah.
Okay. The microphone?
That's yeah, the microphone one is super cool. That works really well. There's just
Nice.
like here, click that, David. Let's see. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. So no, I had an idea today, Frank,
Go on.
and maybe as a feature request, and we'll see if what everyone thinks. But right now, like I'm speaking to it, but sometimes it's just a lot of text, and I would just love it to just read it back to me at 2 times speed. Like we've got speech to text now, and maybe we do text to speech through 11 Labs or Grok or something like that. And then there's like a little play icon here, and you just do times one,
Oh,
times two
dude.
speed.
Yeah.
Is that will that
Yeah,
give you
that's
a
what I was
heart
talking about,
attack?
like
Is that a
a
big
back and
jump?
forth conversation. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, it can actually, funnily enough, I made it do back and forth conversation. I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
put that in the main system. You can actually tell it, see what happens. Say, can you read everything out from now on? Just read everything out.
What with
Yeah,
just
just tell
by
it. Yeah, just do it.
can you read everything out to me?
I did it for myself, kind of rather selfishly, and I'm not sure if we put it in the main system. Let me see if it fires up the speech say tool. As for what you suggested, which is a play icon, that'd be super cool, but it's going to
Yeah.
require that they have an 11 Labs account.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'll look into that and see what the costs
Yeah.
are, and maybe
It's
we
going to
can
be
cover it.
it's going to be too much, David. For that,
We'll see.
no, it would be.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
look,
Okay.
yeah, but that's no good. That's too
Oh,
much.
okay.
That's
That
overkill.
works. You probably can't hear it. Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
All right.
I see it. So
All right. That's
Okay,
cool.
but
that's all I got. Thank you.
we can add that into a better cycle. We can add that into a better cycle, into a better first class area. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Eric, I think you were next.
Yeah. So I just updated my server and it went through and updated, but now when I log in, it's going to the general chat area versus showing the whole system with my agents and what's going on.
Do you
Yeah.
mean you're looking at what does it say on your screen? Does it say how can general help you?
It is just like an LLM chat back and forth.
Has it got a big red bar at the top saying update?
Yes.
That's
And
the
I
update.
went through, yeah, and I went through and updated all the LLMs that needed to reconnect to, etc.
Yeah,
So
so it must be asking you a question right now. Either it stopped because there was an interruption. Sometimes the LLM disconnects. Just tell
Just
it
say
continue.
continue. Yeah.
Yeah, just say continue to it, and it will get you out of that screen as soon as it's ready, and you'll see a little notice saying it's upgraded. What's the last thing it told you, Eric?
let me look. Bear with me here.
No worries. So that's the update screen he's seeing, and that comes whenever we do a big change from an old to a new method. And the agent, your own agent, will take care of updating so it can protect your information. A little earlier, Herc was asking, is it safe? Like I've got existing agents, will it interfere with them? It shouldn't, it won't, but always a good idea if you have something that you want to protect to tell it ahead of time, hey, pay special attention to this or that, and it'll do that. But they're very safe processes. They're kind of heavily tested, and they just get their job done, and it's kind of necessary. So a bit annoying.
So
What
I'm
else?
asking it to go ahead,
Yeah.
and it's telling me it's going to tidy up memory controls. And
Yeah, that's it. You just
That's
let it
good.
continue, Eric. You're good to
Yep.
go, man. Let it
okay,
go.
okay,
All
okay.
right.
Thanks.
Hang on. There's something here Kim said. It was quite funny. Hang on. Where is that? By the way, yeah, Daryl asked, it would be nice if you used a more visible mouse pointer so it shows up better when you move around the page. That's the Camtasia mouse that everybody wants. And you got 3 likes on that one. That was Daryl, your restaurant's best friend. Kim Groshek, executive decision advisor. I love all the updates you did, all of what I needed. Thank you, Kim. We really absolutely needed them as well. And I think, hang on, can you guys create an update or upgrade video? We are creating lots of videos. David's working on that all the time. Can I have easy log into my WordPress, Jeremiah? You can have easy log into your WordPress. Easy will eat your WordPress alive. So
Yeah, we entered that one with Kirk with the secret key early
that's
on.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kim again. Love the magic box. Yes, it's a magic box. You should brag. It's awesome. We're trying, but we get scared every time we brag too much because then people push it too far, and we're like, okay, guys, it's a dangerous magic box. You got to be careful. Do we have a community now, Marcus? Oh yeah, hi Marcus. Do we have a community now? No, this is our community. We still haven't decided what to do.
Yeah.
We
We haven't decided whether we're
Discord.
going to continue with Discord or something else. We're trying to find a good platform to use. But for now, we're going to do these community calls.
While we still remain small, which is what we are right now, and guys, it's not going to last forever. There's some heavy hitters running towards us. We want to remain small and we want to stay with you guys. So we love that we can actually have these calls like this. It's crazy to do this. There are very few tech companies that can. We're going to make the most of it. As we expand, we will work out I guess, together what we're going to do, how we're going to do this. We looked at Discord. It's a bit techy, Discord, isn't it, really? It's a bit like
something we wanted something a bit more simpler.
Something cleaner.
I find Discard very difficult. It's too, I don't know, it's like messy. I was going to say, throw it back at you, ask easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that in the chat.
Even your like founders community, like we are all in your heart. So
yeah. It's a good idea. We will actually do that. I had asked it before and it gave me, but I think I came at it from a too technical a point of view, and I got a bunch of like discourse and Discord and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, I think we'll ask it again. Let's see what's out there and just see. I guess we want a space where we can, discuss stuff, to put out videos, have kind of close communication, and the next say again.
Do School. Just do a private community on School. It's built, it's done, it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
You can do it on the free. I believe you can do it on the free plan.
All right. Yeah.
I did create an account with School. I started playing with it. So it is definitely up there on the list.
It's a good CMS for that stuff.
Jason says to try Circle. I have groups in both Circle and School. I think some people like Circle better, but I don't know why, you guys, at all. But we could ask easy, what's better, Circle or School?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so it's going to be one of those two then. Yeah. I guess it will probably lean towards what members of our community already have access to. So if that's going to be School for now, if Hux like knows his way around it, then it's quicker for us to start, because then Huck can like go, hey guys, do this, try that. That's really all being said. It as long as it does the job, just where do we, where it's easiest for us to start. Hang on. Did you see the Erin, Lockwood? I am planning on reselling done for you AI work teams. What is the process of onboarding, uploading all of their business data and sensitive data? How can I give them peace of mind that it is secure? Would they drag a drop into the main agent, or is this something I would need to deal with on the back end? Yeah. So I think some clients, especially those who don't know me, won't want to just pass over private data. I guess if you're bringing in other people, we haven't really got a good packaging for that yet. Like, we want to kind of give you a way to create a skeleton, like a structure, but not actually have the meat, the personal data. So you could sort of start them off, and then they could just fill in their own private data. Because I think you're right, people wouldn't want you handling it. Like, I don't want to give you my data so that you can give me back my data in some system. It'd be rather you give me a system and then I just chuck all my data in and it goes in the right place. Easy does most of this for you already, Aaron. So we're going to have to look into that. That's kind of we're going to have to decide which way we go. David, I don't know.
Yeah, we can get back to you on that one. Don't think we can answer it now.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, how long have we gone? No worries, thanks. I just can you name, that was Delilah, that was your question from earlier. Yeah. I'm right back at 7:30 in the questions.
Yeah. I think if there's any other questions, guys, or a question that we've missed, maybe just you can speak now or type it in the chat. Okay, quick question on the preview link issue. When a shared preview link is opened externally, it shows the wrong branding data instead of the okay. All right. I think we know about that.
Oh yeah, branding.
Thanks for reminding. All right, I'm just going to pop that in as a support ticket now, so we can look into that.
Oh, we had fixed. I sorry guys, I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but we had a few of you who had problems with the Anthropic rate limit, which none of us are talking about publicly. And, because you're not meant to use Anthropic subscriptions really with OpenClaw or any other harnesses, but, that doesn't include Easy. And, but for some people, they were still having a problem. We found that problem. We fixed it. I'm sorry it took so long. You guys, I said I would do it, but I literally left that like next day, and it's just slipped my mind. So I got it sorted out yesterday. We went back through or today, I can't remember, went back through all of the people who had that problem, and we've fixed all of them. So you should be able to use Anthropic. And if you want to, if any of you kind of suffered from that and you kind of were offline that whole time, please contact us and we'll do something about like, doing something in return, because that's a bit unfair, like you couldn't use the system. You might have bought yourself a subscription. So we'll just contact us and let us know that you were affected.
Yeah. Awesome. I think last one, Jill has got her hand raised. Not sure if that was.
I think it was from before, I think.
From before, maybe. Yeah.
Joshua's
I have a quick question, you guys. I have chat. I have Claude at the $100 level and chat and I wasn't sure if I was gonna ask you to maybe speak to the power of Olama, because I didn't buy an account there, and what you might recommend. Like, is that enough? I don't know the Z thing, and I was gonna ask Easy to tell me, but I thought maybe you guys could just give a quick recommend.
Yeah. So with Olama, the reason why I integrated Z was because it had GLM 5.2, and then a few days later, Olama brought in GLM 5.2. So now I'm back to using Olama again. That was the only reason I used Z.ai, because it had GLM 5. It was the first provider to offer GLM 5.2.
And is Olama more affordable to use, David?
I've just paying the $99 a month. I never go over my limits with it. I have it as a fallback provider, or I'm using it for specific landing page tasks, building out websites, anything coding related. I use GLM 5.2 on Olama. Z is also very good, but I'm just using mainly Olama because it now offers the models that Z had previously.
And does it have a lower tier than the $100? Because right now,
yeah, it does, but it's not going to be enough. You could try it, $20 a month, just to test it, and then just to see the speed and see how it performs, and then decide from there.
And if I asked if I let's just say I put Olama on in my back end, and then I ask Easy to create like what we were talking about before, the which system to use.
The routing,
would it know when to switch over? Yeah.
So the routing. Sorry, go Frank.
Yeah, no, I was going to say most of the time it's routing ZZ, tomato. Australians, Americans, Canadians, and British all in one place. It's a bit messy. The routing is good, but it's not perfect. This is a problem that a lot of companies are trying to solve. We have a principle where it kind of knows what task you're doing. So a job gets marked as a job, and so you can say, I want routing for jobs to be this or that. You can always ask a coordinator or a job to say, hey, I kind of don't want to spend too many tokens. Can you use smaller models? And it will assign the workers to smaller models. But the cost of this stuff is the cost, and it's not great. I mean, it's kind of high. It is. You can do some routing tricks. You can do bits and pieces, and ask Easy and see what we can come up with. But keep us informed.
I will. I'm gonna see about adding Olama. Thank you, guys. I just didn't. Less is more sometimes.
Wicked. Just before Joshua, before you say anything, because I saw this from Tim, and a few people had this. I'm running into issues with having it do basic research. It got blocked on the third item it was researching, and said DuckDuckGo was blocking it, and it had to wait till it was cleared. It wouldn't try and find any workarounds. It just paused. Now, okay. Something we should have mentioned a long time ago is that searching the web is still old school. So old school means to us that they kind of want to block bots all the time. That's the old world, blocking bots. You'll see very soon everyone wants to bring your bots, because they'll realize that's where the new market is. That's where all the customers are. So we're kind of dealing with, when we deal with web search, they don't want a whole bunch of bots doing, they want to sell advertising. Their model is all about advertising. So bots bypass all that, and they don't want them. Old world. So we suggest going to get a Brave key, which will allow your system to search a bit more. You have to just ask easy, it'll tell you what to do, and then you give it a Brave key, it will not get blocked so much. It can still do the research, but it shouldn't pause. That's a bug. That has all been fixed in the latest version. Please, 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 everybody update to the latest versions, because it is. And by the way, there'll be a few little versions pop up over the next few days. There always is. These are the roll-ups, fixes of what we found from all of you guys giving us feedback. But update to the latest. The coordinator and job system is far more stable. Again, massive thanks to Herc. He'd been, helping us. You'd been sending all those bug stuff things in, and that really helped us tune it. So that should be taken care of. If you have problems, also it will now tell you when the connection was interrupted to the LLM, because it was occasionally they just abort, right? Occasionally Anthropic or whoever just run out of capacity and abort suddenly, and it would just kill the job dead. Jobs should always resume even when that happens, but sometimes they wouldn't. That has been fixed due pending testing, but it's been fixed. And yeah, anything to do with jobs and stuff, let us know, please. And send us a URL. And yeah, so you can tell Easy now to send in a report itself. And it will do a very brief analysis. It will give us an issue in a way we can use it. If you have a problem, you can literally say to the agent, could you report this to support? And it will go through the process and do it for you in the background quite quickly. And that really helps. Okay.
How does the Brave API system work? Is that are we paying for tokens through that, or is that free?
No.
Or
Yeah, they offer. Brave is a pretty cool company. If you're using Chrome, stop using Chrome and use Brave. Brave has a beautiful ad
oh
blocker built in,
yeah,
little advert.
I use Brave a lot for sure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of software. What they did is they took Chrome and they cleaned it up. They got rid of all the junky corporate advertising crap, and they put in a very clean system that works very well for people. Brave has a search engine, which they wanted to do the same. They wanted to, help customers get through some of that. And so they created the Brave search system. There you can go to Brave search, ask it for an API key, and then give that to Easy, and Easy can use Brave search mechanically through the background. That's very generous of Brave to do.
Yeah, that's free actually, is what
Yeah,
you're wow. Okay.
yeah. It's free up to a certain capacity. I mean, obviously, if you're an enterprise system, they want you to pay for that, and they should.
Yeah.
That's really the best model in the world. It's
Yeah.
the open source starter thing, open source community, up to personal use, and then when you start depending on it for enterprise, you should pay for it. David, what was the name of the company where we got a really cool research search API as well? There's again, we could ask Easy. We should do that. There is and if you're doing a lot of deep research and you need that a lot, then either so you can use the free level of Brave. If that's not enough, use the paid version of Brave. But there are other services which I can't remember off the top of my head, which Easy can connect to, which will massively expand your research capabilities. Make sure you tell Coordinator to use those services. So when it sets up the job, it will tell the workers to use them, or go into individual workers and tell them, hey, always use this. Same sort of stuff.
Cool. Awesome. So
Nice one.
what I was earlier I was talking about how I'm transitioning over from OpenClaw and have all these skills that my Easy is going to be changing and stuff. But I'm in the middle of that process. So my question was, it sounds like it hasn't set up any agents, it hasn't modified any skills yet. It sounds like I should do the update first, like right
Yes.
now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll do that.
Otherwise, we'll
That.
have to
Yeah.
backdate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my question, and I kind of figured I knew the answer, and that would be it. But I wanted to ask anyway.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Nice
Okay.
one. Just jump to Jeremiah. You've been waiting there a while. Hey, Jeremiah. You there? Okay, Ali. Oh no, Jeremiah's back. Okay.
Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, turn down your speakers, bro. This is like when I used to be on radio. We have to tell people, turn down your speakers.
All right. I'm using Easy to build a lot of WordPress.
Mhm.
Can I trust Easy to build out my schema for me?
Herc, David.
Herc. I think that's a Herc question.
That's a Herc. Oh,
Yeah,
you muted Herc.
Oh,
He's muted.
yeah. 1 second, Herc, you're muted.
You muted, mate.
Oh,
There
sorry.
you are.
There we go.
Yeah, 100% you can. Just make sure it has a reference of what the page content and optimization is in each case to build out the proper schema, as well as any, like, do you know about schema, or are you just like, I need some pro to handle it for me? Let me start there.
I know I usually hire it out,
Okay.
but I'd like to do it myself.
Well, I mean, with Easy, you're not going to be doing it yourself. You'll be directing it yourself. It'll be writing the schema for you. And if you're using a WordPress application, it can also be injecting the schema for you. But you can also copy and paste what Easy writes into an SEO plugin such as Agio in the script header. But yes, I would give it some context on the page first so that if you're going to have it writing schema, it knows what the most appropriate schema type to use is, and then what are the relevant properties for each schema type on the page. But it needs that context first. So kind of have a conversation with it, give it context on what the page is about, any personal, or not personal, but like details about the page, like email, phone number, URL, logo, stuff like that, just to make sure it writes it. If you're in my school community, you can always send me the page URL with the schema inserted, and then I can go look at the schema and tell you if it's done a good job or not, and how to
Can you
direct
send
it.
me a link to your community?
Yeah, it's oh shit.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
I could just pop it in the chat here, if that's okay, David.
Yeah. Go for it.
There, that's a free to join community, where you can ask me questions directly about SEO related stuff, including schema.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Lorenzo was asking, what is the latest version we should be seeing, 66 or 67? Right now it's at 67, but that was just a small fix where I was trying to fix WhatsApp and a little bit of Telegram stuff. Just pick the latest one you can see. That they will increase, like I said, for the next few days until we settle down and have fixed all the little bugs and annoyances that you guys have found. Okay, I'm just looking through some, hopefully not missing any question.
Ali?
Yeah, a long time ago set up on the back end of chat, and I can't remember even what it's called, but it's like where, chat is their front facing. I have an account behind chat with the sources, and I'm trying to, I was just asking Easy because I have to actually go find my account, but do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. It's like I'll have to go find it and then tell you.
All right.
Because I set it up like 2 years ago, and it was to get behind chat and use it from like a back end kind of thing, and it was kind of cool. But again, I'm not a coder, so I got trying to keep up with it all. All right, I'll look and let you know.
I can tell you, I don't know if it's the same thing, but John needed like that. I didn't finish off what I was saying there. I forgot. John needed something front end where an agent could talk to customers on the web page. Look, this is a complex topic. We built the Sandboxed agents for that purpose, but Becky, his agent, famous Becky, wasn't able to build that because she's trapped inside the security shell. So we are probably going to, I don't want to promise until I'm sure, but this is kind of where we're aiming. to create a widget that you can put on web pages and anywhere you like, really, that you can put an agent in, and then your customers can talk to that agent, and you can design those agents yourself. So this used to cost like a fortune. You had to pay these stupid companies to make you bots that were never quite working. It wasn't their fault. We didn't have the technology back then. But now we do. So we'll probably create some widget stuff soon that you can customize and put on web surfaces anywhere. And that's super powerful because you can just do anything with that. You could connect it to your CRMs, your backends, your like knowledge bases, business brains, whatever you like. And anyway, that's something I'm not promising it for now, but it's in the somewhere in the pre-pipeline.
Coming attraction.
Yeah.
Cool.
One little bit more question, just real quick on an agency level. For the agents, what do you guys prefer? We do for two-factor authorization access.
We need to build that in, really. If you're talking about our side on Easy itself.
No, when we send out when I send out an agent to do some stuff for a client, and they have, uh, you know, the agent has to log into their account, and it has a two-factor layer or something like that. You know?
Yeah. You mean reaching out?
Yeah. Should we reach out? Should we run the agent during work hours so that we can get the codes to the agent, in a good timely manner?
You could do something like that. But you should be connecting through APIs. Those are human surfaces you're trying to connect through.
APIs, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
because human surfaces are really tricky. It can simulate it, but you never want to depend on that.
No, I ran into a lot of those problems dealing with automations through NAN and Make.
Yeah.
It was just a mess. I was just wondering.
We're between two worlds right now. So again, it's the old world, new world thing. Old world is all these kind of logins and bot checkers and things. And the new world that's coming, it's not going to work like that anymore. We're the first of there are millions of people coming behind us. Millions of people are going to have the problems you guys are talking about today in 2026. By the end of, by the beginning of 2027, it's going to be a chorus of people saying, hey, why can't I use Ryanair? Why, because I made a travel agent now and I got it to book me a holiday. And it couldn't do the Ryanair bookings page. It made the URL. It was, I wanted a page where, because I didn't want it to actually book it itself. I just said, give me the full ready booking. And it said, well, here's a URL. All of that's in place. And then Ryanair's systems rejected it. And you just can't get past that because Ryanair don't want to, aren't open to this kind of thing yet. There's nothing we can do. Yeah. And that's temporary. That's going to be, that's going to change over the next 12 months.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking about so many companies that, I interact with, and I'm like, even my bank, for example, like I want to be able to, API into my bank and do stuff. I don't want to have to log into my bank and run some reports or check transactions or anything like that. Yeah.
So
hey,
new world coming. Yeah. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah, hi, thanks. Hi, my name's Jason. I got a quick question. So I'm trying to get access to my browser. The tool is incredible, by the way. I'm using it for literally everything. But I'm trying to get access to my browser, and just so I don't have to manually upload conditions, right? But I'm super grateful. But man, how nice would it be to be able to do that? So it's saying I need to like reset something on the back end from my admin, and I'm not sure if that's right or not. Just gonna shoot it your way and kind of maybe give me what I should do on that point.
It's the same thing, Jason. It's old world, new world. So the new world is you use an API and you get into that admin system through a structured and computer-based tunnel. That's the API. So first thing on your admin system, look if they offer API keys. If they don't, then Easy offers something called Playwright, which can open up its own little browser and kind of have a go at it. But it's really not reliable. I mean, it can do it, but I'm going to say another thing I shouldn't say. There's a kind of side project that I'm just trying to work out how to do called Easy Rider, because I like that name. And it'll hopefully, yeah, I know, it'll hopefully be able to open up a site again. Please don't, take that this is coming soon. I have to schedule tasks, but it should be able to open up a panel on the side of your browser as an extension for the browser, and then has some access or more access from that position into your browser services. But we don't have it yet.
Man, it's worked before. That's what was wild. It worked before for one lender. It just didn't work on another. And I was so happy. I was so done so quickly. And then the other lender, it was like, so okay, that's cool. It's good to know. This is great though. Great so far.
It's simulating it's actually loading a browser in the background and kind of moving the mouse around and pointing at it. So you can imagine how like totally tricky that is. It'll cost you a ton of tokens. It'll never be reliable, but it's a kind of stopgap until the world moves on, or that we get to a place where we can. Yeah, so it's tricky. It bugs me too, Jason, man. It's bugging me too. Okay. It's bugging all of us, especially the more we get used to AI. We want it everywhere, and we're like, oh God, come on. Yeah.
Good.
And thank
Very
you
grateful,
for the feedback.
Good job. Yeah,
cheers,
stuff,
mate.
Man.
Cheers, man. So what have we got? Any others I'm missing? I'm only down to like 8 o'clock in the
Yeah,
chats.
no. I think like I did skim through a few of them. We did give people the opportunity to chime back in. So one of the final questions here was we're going to have a replay. We're going to upload this video to our YouTube channel. I've just put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat box now. So I'll just put that again in here. And we'll have that as soon as, this video renders, we'll upload it and it should be there by tomorrow, I guess. But I'm going to close this out now, guys. Really grateful to each and every one of you. Please do keep us, informed with feature requests and any issues you're having. I'm loving this community. Lots of smart people, everyone contributing. It's really, really fantastic. So I want to close this out now. Thank you again, guys.
You guys are awesome. How often are these community calls going to be happening?
Look, we're gonna try and do them every week. They may be once every 2 weeks. It just depends what's going on.
Cool.
I'm traveling next week, but we're gonna try and keep in touch as much as we can before we get the official community up and running. But I think these calls are super important. Hearing it directly from you guys, what you need, the troubles you're facing, the hurdles you still need to jump over, so we can fix them. While we're still small, kind of thing, before it gets really difficult to make changes. Now it's a lot easier while we're still small. So
one little thing I forgot, Kier Anderson, you mentioned it. It's not a really dumb question, Kier. It was making images and then it was broken. Okay, there was a huge update to the way images work. It was completely broken for some reason. I think this was another John's Becky's army thing that we needed to fix, and images weren't working. They should be working just fine now. They have an intelligent routing system that can work. There's a whole image providers thing on the settings you can go to, and it can generate, and it can also view images, because it was having a problem. It would only view them when you drop them in. It couldn't view them if you gave it to them. Now that's fixed too, so images should be working real fine. If you have any problems, let us know. That's all.
I still cannot get in. Is this going to be like every time I try and get in, I just can't
I'll tell you what, Jill, I'm going to send you a link. Did you get my email, by the way?
I did, and I got the
I'm going to send you another email now, and we'll jump on and we'll help you do it now.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, guys. I'm going to close this out. Thank you very much, guys. And Jill, we'll talk to you in just a moment.
Okay. Hey, just real quick, guys. That chat account that I had is their OpenAI. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
OpenAI is the people who made ChatGPT. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The OpenAI. So that's what I was talking about. We'll talk later. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you very much.
Ciao,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.